This is Retro Sports Radio. Visit RetroSeasons.com for more sports history.
The Brooklyn Dodgers faced the Philadelphia Phillies at Connie Mack Stadium for opening day in Philadelphia on Tuesday, April 16th, 1957. The Dodgers were looking to make it back to the World Series for the third consecutive season under manager Walt Alston, who was in his fourth year as skipper. The Dodgers had won 90 or more games in 7 consecutive seasons, including 4 trips to the Fall Classic in the past 5 seasons. Philadelphia had been a .500 team for several seasons after their surprising trip to the World Series in 1950. They entered the 1957 season under manager Mayo Smith in his third year with the club. This audio recording is from the Dodgers radio broadcast featuring announcers Vin Scully, Jerry Doggett, and Al Helfer.
For real enjoyment, Brooklyn Dodger baseball. For real enjoyment, get Schaefer. It's real beer. Yes, here come the Dodgers. And this is Jerry Doggett with Al Helfer and Vin Scully, inviting you to stay with us now as they invade Connie Mack Stadium to play the Philadelphia Phillies. All the doings are sent your way with the compliments of the F&M Schaefer Brewing Company of Brooklyn, brewers of America's oldest lager beer, Schaefer. And also with the compliments of the American Tobacco Company, America's leading manufacturer of cigarettes, on behalf of Lucky Strike, the best-tasting cigarette you ever smoked. Now, as the game gets underway, for real enjoyment, have yourself a foaming glass of Schaefer. It's real beer. We have a meeting at home plate now between manager Walt Alston and manager Mayo Smith, the 4 umpires for tonight's ball game. And this National League season for the Dodgers and the Phillies is going to be opening up here in just a very few moments. Let's give you a rundown now on the starting lineup. For the visiting Dodgers, it'll be Jim Gilliam at second base. Gino Cimoli in left field. Duke Snider in center field. Carl Furillo in right field. Gil Hodges at first base. Randy Jackson at third. Roy Campanella will do the catching. Don Zimmer at shortstop, and Don Newcombe on the mound to do the pitching. Big Don, of course, the most valuable player of the year last year in the National League, won 27 games and lost 7. For the Phillies, it'll be Richie Ashburn in center field. Chico Fernandez at shortstop. Ed Bouchee at first base. Rip Rapolsky in left field. Willie Jones at third base. Stan Lopata, the catcher. Bob Bowman in right field. Ted Kazansky at shortstop, and Robin Roberts on the mound to do the pitching. There's no umpires for tonight's ball game. Dusty Boggess at the plate. Tom Gorman at first base. Hal Dixon at second, and Ken Burkhart is at third base. Right now, Robin Roberts burning down a few warm-up tosses, and we'll have the National League season for the Phils and the Dodgers underway. And this afternoon, the other clubs got busy. The Pirates beat the Giants 9-2. Milwaukee beat the Cubs 4-1. And St. Louis beat Cincinnati 13-4. In American League activity, the Yankees beat Washington 2-1. Boston beat Baltimore 4-2. Chicago beat Cleveland 3-2. And Kansas City beat Detroit 2-1. So now, on the mound, Robin Roberts, tuning up with catcher Stan Lopata, the practice peg to second base, and standing by, ready to call the play-by-play for you for the F&M Schaefer Brewing Company of Brooklyn and Schaefer Beer. Here's Al Helfer. Al, let's go with the season.
All right, Jerry. Thank you very much, and hi, everybody. The 82nd National League season about to break forth in Philadelphia, where the first Major League ball game was played. The first game in the National League was played right here at Philadelphia on the 22nd of April in 1876. Roberts fires the first pitch through to Gilliam for strike one. And thus this one has begun. Jim Gilliam, who last year hit an even .300 with 6 home runs and 43 runs batted in, is up there taking the next pitch, and that's good too for a strike. So Robin Roberts seems to be his old sharp self here tonight as he begins the season for the Philadelphia Phillies. Jim Gilliam standing in, hitting left-handed against the right-hand offerings of Roberts. There's a let-up fastball swung on and hit deep to right field. Bob Bowman is going back on the cinder track and hauls it down for the out. So the 1957 season has now begun. 1 out for the Dodgers here in the top half of inning number 1, and the batter coming up is Gino Cimoli. This sort of culminates for Cimoli A tremendous attempt this year to become a member of the Dodger varsity. Gino Cimoli, who when he came to spring training this year, made one statement, a very quiet one. He said one night, we were sitting around talking, he said, "This has got to be my year. I've got to make it this year." We said to him, "Gino, do you think you'll be in the starting lineup opening day?" He said, "I'm going to give it everything I've got." Gino Cimoli, ladies and gentlemen, stepping up to the plate. He hit 111 last year for the Brooklyn Dodgers. Had 4 runs batted in. Swings on the first pitch and hits a high foul ball off the first base line. That goes to the roof and to the light tower out of play. This will be quite a day or a night, as the case may be, for a couple of young fellows on the field. Mr. Cimoli is one of them. Roberts comes in with a sidearm pitch that's swung on and pops foul off to the right of the plate. Lopata digging over to the stands. Can he get it? He cannot. It's into the box. So Cimoli is still up there swinging with the count of strike 2. Dusty Bogus, the plate umpire, gives out a brand new baseball to Robin Roberts. We're in the top half of the first inning. The opening game of the 1957 season. Roberts comes down 0-2 to Cimoli. The pitch is swung on and lined in the center field. Richie Ashburn has the range on it and hauls it in. So Cimoli hit the ball well, but lined it right to Richie Ashburn, the center fielder. There are 2 outs in the top half of the first inning. There are no base runners. Coming up to the plate now is Duke Snider, who during the springtime, as is his custom, hit rather lightly. But the bell has rung and the chips are down. They're big and they're blue. Snider has a determined set to his jaw these days. Roberts delivers him. Snider swings and pops it foul off to the left of the plate. That comes to the top of the roof out play. No balls, 1 strike to count on Duke Snider. Schaefer Beer, very happy to be sending it to you tonight from Connie Mack Stadium in Philadelphia. Hope you're relaxing right now with a tall, cool Schaefer. That's real beer. Sidearm fastball swung on, popped off the third baseline. Coming over for it is Jones near the stands, and he's got it. So the first half of the first inning is over. And for the Brooklyn Dodgers, they have nothing across. And the score at the end of the top half of the first inning, the Dodgers nothing, the now coming to bat Philadelphia Phillies have nothing. But Jerry's got something. Let's lend him an ear.
You know, when friends stop in to visit, it's part of the American way to make them sit right back and kind of feel at home. Man, that's where Schaefer Beer does you proud. There's just no better way to make the folks feel welcome than to pass around tall, cool, golden amber glasses of Schaefer Beer. It's your way of saying you want your friends to really enjoy themselves in your home. No question about it, because Schaefer is beer at its best. Beer that's brewed only of rich barley malt, tangy hops, and other fine natural ingredients. Schaefer, that's where you get the light, lively, satisfying flavor you want but don't always find. The lilt and lift of truly great beer. The next time you expect the clan or the neighbors to gather around your living room, make sure you have plenty of Schaefer Beer on ice. For real enjoyment, make it Schaefer. It's real beer. Well, a couple of real control artists working here tonight. Robin Roberts in the first inning didn't offer up a ball. He threw all strikes. Don Newcombe has a real good arm as far as that strike zone is concerned, too. So here we go. Last of the first, right back to Al.
Richie Ashburn coming up as the leadoff man for the Philadelphia Phillies. Last year, he hit .303. Had 3 home runs and 50 runs batted in. The Tilden, Nebraska flyer hits him left-handed and is always a threat to drop the bunt down the third base line. Thus, Randy Jackson plays up shallow at third base. The outfield playing straight away and not too deep to Ashburn as big Don Newcombe takes his sign from Roy Campanella. Now let's see the Dodgers defensively for 1957. There's the fastball, fired through but low for ball 1. Richie Ashburn to be followed by former Dodger Chico Fernandez and then by Ed Bouchee, the first baseman up from the Miami Ball Club in the International League. Newcombe kicking dirt out at the mound. The Dodgers defensively, Don Newcombe on the mound, 27-game winner. His veteran mate, Roy Campanella. Down comes the next pitch, fastball, fired high for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. The Dodger infield of Hodges at first base, Jim Gilliam at second. At shortstop, Don Zimmer, a big night for Don. And as he said just prior to the ball game, he said he was deeply thankful and grateful for having the opportunity of playing at shortstop for the Dodgers, but he hated to do so at the expense of a grand guy named Reese. Curveball is over at the knees for a strike. We sincerely hope that if Captain Reese is listening in at the St. George Hotel in Brooklyn, that he knows just exactly how the boy taking his place tonight on the field feels about him. He wants him to come back just as soon as he possibly can. Because Zimmer, well, Reese happens to be his idol. The pitch is swung on. There's a fly ball hit to left field. Gino Cimoli over near the line hauls it in. Gino had that one played just right. Ashburn dumping an outside pitch down the left field line, and Cimoli played it tight. Oh, there's one away in the last half of the first inning. Randy Jackson at third for the Dodgers. That completes our infield. The outfield is Gino Cimoli in left, Duke Snider in center, and Carl Furillo in right. Chico Fernandez stepping up to the plate. As a Dodger last year, he hit .227, hit 1 home run, and had 9 runs batted in. He takes a crossfire that's under the letters, good for a strike. Fernandez, the right-hand hitter, bats from a crouch. Stands about 3/4 deep at the plate. This is a big opportunity for Chico. He is starting his first big league season as a starter. Fastball swung on by Chico and popped back foul to the stand. Strike 2. I don't suppose I'll ever forget the look on Chico's face when he was informed that he'd been sold to the Philadelphia Phillies. Sort of mixed emotions. He didn't want to leave the ball club. Who would want to leave a bunch of guys like these Dodgers? An overhand curveball is high to Chico, right off the face for ball 1. And yet Chico knew that moving into Philadelphia, where they were hungry for infield talent, he would have an excellent opportunity to play a lot of baseball and start his career solidly. So he's down at the plate right now, number 45, leaning over with a count of 1 ball, 2 strikes with Don Newcombe. Big Don starts his pumping motion. Here's the 1-2 pitch. An overhand fastball swung on and hit down into the ground foul. Count stays, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wally Moses doing the coaching down at first base for Philadelphia. At third, former Dodger pitcher Whitlow Wyatt. Mayo Smith runs his ball club from the bench. Now Newcombe is ready. His 1-2 pitch to Chico Fernandez. Down it comes. Fastball inside off the hip. Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. In a way, it seems rather odd to see Fernandez in the red and white uniform of the Phillies. Now the 2-2 delivery. Newcombe pops it in there, and Fernandez takes it inside off the chest, ball 3. No score in the ball game. We're in the last half of the first inning. The Phillies have 1 out, no base runners. Fernandez the batter with a count of 3 balls and 2 strikes. Big Don Newcombe out on the line for the Dodgers tonight starts his motion. His 3-2 pitch is whipped in there. Over for called strike 3. So Fernandez sadly turns and walks away. Newcombe racks up the first strikeout of the ball game. Coming up to the plate now will be Ed Bouchee. He spells his name Bouchee. Edward Francis Bouchee, or Bouchee. I think the pronunciation for his name actually is Bouchee. He was recalled by the Phillies from Miami on the 4th of September last year. Left-hand hitter, swings on the first pitch and fouls it to the roof off the third base side for strike 1. Boy was born in 1933 out at Livingston, Montana. He now lives in Miami, Florida, where he played ball last year. Graduated from Lewis and Clark High School out in Spokane back in 51. Swings on the next pitch and dribbles it up the first baseline foul. No balls, 2 strikes. The boy who went to Washington State College and then went to Gonzaga. Played baseball, football, basketball. Bouchee, French-Canadian, English descent. Stands about 3/4 deep at the plate. Takes a look at a pitch, and that's outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. This Bouchee began his organized baseball career with Spokane of the Western International League, 52, and then he was on the National Service list until 55 when he came back to Schenectady in the Eastern League. 56, he was with Miami and was up for 9 games with the Phillies last year. Swings on a slow curve and foul tipped it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Last year with Philadelphia, he hit .273, and with Miami of the International League, he appeared in 144 ball games and batted .294. Thus, Mayo Smith giving him a good look over this year and an opportunity to start tonight as a Philadelphia regular. Ed Bouchee. Newcombe flaps his wings, comes in with a fastball, and that's up above the shoulders. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's the count on Bouchee with 2 down. No base runners in the last half of the first inning, and no score. And Schaefer Beer sending it all to you from Connie Mack Stadium down Philadelphia way. Open date tomorrow, but come Thursday, it'll be the home opener with the Pittsburgh Pirates at Ebbets Field. Hope you've got your ticket. 2-2 delivery, fastball. Called strike 3. Fired right in off the fifth. Don Newcombe starts to walk off the mound as he picks up his second strikeout tonight. And first inning for Philadelphia, nothing across. The score at the end of 1. It's the Dodgers, nothing. The Philadelphia Phillies have nothing. Announce, Jerry, what do you got for us?
Well, you know, Al, one of the handy things about the Schaefer six-pack is that they're so easy to spot in the store. You just look around for scenes of folks doing the things folks do. Fishing, having a picnic, working in the shop, watching TV, enjoying a glass of Schaefer beer in each of these situations. Those are the pictures right on the sides of the Schaefer six-pack. Pictures of enjoyment, real enjoyment. Naturally, they go hand in hand with what's inside the Schaefer six-pack. The real beer flavor that gives you so much enjoyment. So when you stop by the store, pick up a Schaefer six-pack or 2. Just look for the white background and the pictures of young folks enjoying themselves. You'll enjoy Schaefer yourself. It's real beer. Well, there we go in the second inning. Carl Furillo, Gil Hodges, and Randy Jackson. First 3 due to face Robin Roberts. So right back to Al.
Last year in the National League, Brooklyn's right fielder Carl Furillo, very steady ball player, batted .289. He had 21 home runs and 83 runs batted in. Against the Phils, he hit .268. And in the springtime, after a late start, he settled for a .254 batting average. Carl, a right-hand hitter standing in, and Roberts, big square-shouldered right-hander, delivers. Let a fastball that misses outside for ball 1. Robin Roberts on the mound, Stan Lopata behind the plate. Ed Bouchee at first base, Ted Kazansky at second. The shortstop, Chico Fernandez, and at third for the Phillies, Puddinhead Jones. We'll get the outfield for you in a moment. Sidearm curveball is outside and low. Fiorillo's count is 2 balls and no strikes. Out in left field, Rip Rapolsky for Philadelphia, new face here at City of Brotherly Love. In center field, Richie Ashburn, and in right field, Bob Bowman. Roberts ready, delivers 2-0. Sidearm curve, and Furillo fouls it back to the screen. 2 balls, 1 strike. No score in this one here tonight. However, the scores this afternoon had Milwaukee beating Chicago 4-1, St. Louis defeating Cincinnati 13-4, and Pittsburgh taking the Giants 9-2. Roberts ready, 2-1 to the plate. Furillo takes. The pitch is outside by Shea for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike on Carl Furillo, who now looks around and checks up with Herman, coaching down to third base, to see what kind of sign is on, if any. Roberts to the 3-1 delivery. Down it comes. Fastball. Wrapped deep into left field. Backing up for it is Sapolsky. Can he get it? He cannot. It's into the left field stand. Is it? No, it's not. Not quite. Did not quite make it. Right up against the board. The left fielder was able to reach up and make the catch. So Rapolsky handles that one. He started to look up as though that ball were gone. And then suddenly reached up and nailed it. So Furillo is out on a high fly ball driven deep to the wall in left field. Kind of hard that ball settling down out of the night to see exactly where it has gone. You really have to watch the fielder. The batter is Hodges with 1 out in the top of the second inning. Roberts delivers a fastball. It's low and outside for ball 1. Boy, it looked almost for the moment as though Furillo had really gotten started. Robin Roberts ready to pitch again now to Gil Hodges on the 1-0 count. Pitch is swung on. There's a high fly ball hit out into short center field. Coming on for it is Ashburn. Calling for it is Ashburn making the catch. So 2 outs in the top of the second inning. The batter now will be Randy Jackson. Randy Jackson hit .274 last year. That's 9 percentage points more than Hodges, who preceded him here in the batting order tonight. Had 8 home runs and 53 runs batted in, had Randy. Right-hand hitter takes the let-up fastball over for a strike. 2 down. The bases are empty. There is no score. Roberts back with a 3/4 overhand fastball, and that one's fouled into the stands off the first base side. No balls, 2 strikes. The count remaining on Randy Jackson. 2 out. Sidearm pitch is upstairs. Number 2, Randy Jackson at the plate. We're in the second inning. There are 2 outs. There's no score. Sidearmer swung on, a broken batter roller down to third. Jones off to his left, plays it up and it throws to Bouchee at first, and that's all for Jackson. Broken bat roller to third base. So the hardest and loudest hit ball so far of this guy Robin Roberts was Furillo's drive deep to the wall in left field. Looked for the moment as though it was all the way out. But the top of the second is over with nothing across for the Dodgers, and the score at the end of an inning and a half. It's the Dodgers nothing, the Philadelphia Phillies have nothing. Jerry?
You know, fans, the mark of a great pitcher is being able to give the catcher just the kind of a pitch he calls for. And when you think about it, well, that's the same way with brewing beer. The mark of a great brewer is being able to give the customer just the kind of beer he calls for. Well, that's exactly what the Schaefer people have been doing for well over a century. You just give the signal for a tall, golden amber glass of Schaefer, and you'll get exactly what you like in beer. Yes, sir. The light and dusty flavor you want, but don't always find. You see, that's the way Schaefer is brewed. It's brewed carefully, expertly, to develop all the true beer character and smooth, satisfying flavor you expect in beer. Every glass of Schaefer beer is right in the strike zone. Right there for real lip-smacking enjoyment. Put a cool, foamy glass of Schaefer in your hand now. You'll see it's real beer. Second inning, Rapolsky the batter, and here again is Al.
Rapolsky hits him right-handed. Last year, Rip batted .277, had 11 home runs and 55 runs batted in. Newcombe ready, comes to him with a fastball, a little high for ball 1. Last half of inning number 2, Rapolsky to be followed by Jones and then by Stan Lopata. So far, this has turned out to be quite a duel as far as pitchers are concerned. Newcombe ready. Comes down 1-0 with a fastball, and there's a line shot hit into left field. Gino Cimoli chases over near the line in the wall. Up with it, fires in, and it's a long single for Rip Rapolsky. So the Phillies and Rapolsky get the first base blow in the meeting of these two clubs tonight. Coming up now is Jones, third baseman, right-hand hitter. Jones last year hit .277, had 17 home runs and 78 runs batted in. Rapolsky leads at first. The pitch is made to the plate. The let-up fastball is over for strike one. Hodges holding the corner at first base on Rapolsky. Rip's ready to move. Newcombe checks him. Now delivers the plate. Jones looks at a slow curve, and that hangs outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Jones checking up signs with Whitlow wide down at third base. Rapolsky at first has his signs also. Wally Moses coaching him off down there. Hodges holding him on. Newcombe delivers. The runner goes. It's a pitch out. Roy Campanella fires down to Gilliam, the second baseman. They've got him. And then the ball is dropped. And the safe sign is immediately put on by Hal Dixon. So Rapolsky draws his light at second base on Jim Gilliam's error. Roy Campanella had fired that ball in there, and they had him. Rapolsky is on at second base. Error on Jim Gilliam. First error of the season. Jones up there with a count of 2 balls, 1 strike. Down rides the pitch, swung on, and popped into right field for a base hit. Coming over is Carl Perillo. The run is rounding third and coming in to score. Sliding into second with a double, Jones. Number 2, run number 1 off Newcombe, and the Phillies lead it here in the last half of the second inning. By the tune of 1-0. Jones at second base, having doubled in the run, and Lopata, the catcher, standing in for his first at-bat in the season. He hit .267 last year, 32 home runs, 95 runs batted in. That's from a very severe crouch. Right-hand hitter foul tips the first pitch into the ground for strike 1. Nothing Philadelphia. Last half of the second inning. Newcombe to the stretch. The check of the runner at second. Pitches the plate. Lopata takes. The slow curve is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. The count on catcher Stan Lopata. A single, followed by an error, and then a double to right field by Jones has scored Philadelphia's first run. And has scored the first run of the ball game. Newcombe takes a look back at Jones at second. Delivers the plate to Lopata on a let-up curveball, and it's swung on and fouled back to the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Stan Lopata. Oh, this could be a hair-raising evening down here at Philadelphia. Hope you've got plenty of Schaefer on hand. Lean back and relax. Stay right with us. Newcombe's 1-2 pitch. Down to ride. Curveball is high. 2 ball, 2 strike count on Stan Lopata. On deck to go next is Bob Bowman. In case you're just tuned in with us, we're in the last half of the second inning. And the Phillies are leading 1-0. With Jones at second base, nobody out. Newcombe sets, delivers 2-2. There's the fastball swung on and popped foul. This one will come to the roof. That's out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. In the very first inning, when the Dodgers came to bat, Gilliam flied to right. Cimoli lined out to Ashburn in center, and then Snider fouled out to third baseman Jones with nothing across. The Phillies went quietly as Ashburn flied to left to Cimoli, and Fernandez and Bouchee both struck out. Then the Dodgers went down 1-2-3 in the second. Fastball hit down across the carpet, shortstop. The play by Zimmer is to Randy Jackson for the tag at third base on the runner coming in. So it's the fielder's choice. Cutting Jones down from Zimmer to third baseman Randy Jackson. Very nice play below Zim and by Randy Jackson to get the front runner and place Lopata on at first base. So, 1 away here in the last half of the second. That brings on Bob Bowman up from Miami. He was in 6 ball games last year for the Philadelphia Phillies. Batted 188 for them. Newcombe delivers to this right-hand hitter. Pitches outside for ball 1. Bowman for Miami in the International League last year played 126 games in their outfield and batted .278. Hit 19 home runs for them, had 81 runs batted in. Don Newcombe, with a little of the pressure taken off his shoulders now, the front runner having been gotten, looks over at Lopata at first base, then delivers the plate with a sidearm fastball, and that cracks over the corner for a strike. Bob Bowman, hitting number 7 in the order. He's the Philadelphia right fielder. Has a wide spread stance. Stands about 3/4 deep at the plate with a slightly open stance. Holds that bat way down to the knob. Let a curveball is swung on, hit down to Jackson. He knocks it down as he goes to his left. Zimmer backs him up, but by the time he gets it, he can make no throw. That'll go as a single, and we have runners now at first and second. That's at number 3. Newcombe, all 3 of them coming here in the second inning. So with 1 out, the Philadelphia Phillies now have runners at first and second. Their batter is Ted Kazansky, their big, tall second baseman, who hits right-handed. Last year, Kazansky batted .211. Newcombe checks his runners, delivers, curveball. Kazansky swings, pops it into right field. Coming on for it is Carl Perillo, and the runners hustle back to their bases to hold on. Out number 2 in the second inning, and the batter coming up now will be Robin Roberts, who, in winning 19 and losing 18 last year, picked up a batting percentage of .200. He had 1 home run and 8 runs batted in. When Roberts went to Michigan State, it was then college, now university, he was a first baseman. And was quite a disappointed young man when his college baseball coach insisted he become a pitcher. Runners at first and second. Pitch to left-hand hitting Roberts is low and outside. Ball 1. Gets set again, checks his runners at first and second, delivers, Robert swings, hits the ball right back to the mound. Newcombe smothers it, turns and throws over to first base, and the inning is over. In the second inning, the Phillies pick up 1 run. There were 3 base hits. There was 1 error. There were 2 men left on. The score at the end of 2 full innings of play tonight at Connie Mack Stadium in Philadelphia. The homestanding Philadelphia Phillies have 1. The visiting Brooklyn Dodgers have nothing. Now, before we get to Jerry, let's pause quickly for station identification. This is the Brooklyn Dodger Radio Network.
Dial 1460 WOKO Albany, the Capital District's most talked about station, with the downtown studios in the Hotel Wellington. 8:31, Teen Time Jamboree tomorrow night from 8 until 10:30.
MGM, New York. Fans, this is only the beginning for our Dodgers in this opening game business. They've got two more big openers coming up, and these two you folks can enjoy in person. Opening day Thursday at Ebbets Field. Another pennant goes up. Newcombe, Reese, and Drysdale get special honors. The National League Championship rings and watches for all of last year's teams. Everett McCoy sings the national anthem. The 14th Regiment Band entertains with a concert. Borough President John Cashmore throws out the first ball. Excitement, fanfare, and your first National League Baseball of 1957. And then on Easter Monday afternoon, the opener at Jersey City, music by the Hudson County American Legion Band, the national anthem sung by the Jersey City YMCA boys, and a lot of fun over at Jersey. So let's go back to play here now, and here's Al.
Roy Campanella standing in, hitting right-handed. Roberts tries a soft curveball and misses with it outside for ball one. Campanella hit .219 last year. Was a rather disappointing year for Roy. But it's hoped that he's in A1 shape now. He swings on this pitch and hits a high drive to right center field. Bob Bowman back to the scoreboard, leaps up and hauls it down right to the scoreboard. The ball was bagged, but Bowman was able to get under it. Oh, one out in the top of the third inning. That'll bring along Zimmer. Don Zimmer last year hit .300 in his stint with the National League champions. 2 runs batted in, no home runs. He hit .275 in spring exhibitions and tagged the ball well. Roberts delivers to him. The pitch is outside for ball one. Zimmer, right-hand hitter. If you're keeping score with us tonight, the run the Philadelphia Phillies picked up in the first inning is not figured to have been earned. It's an unearned run. They lead 1-0. Roberts delivers, Zim swings on it, gets a hold of it. There's a long drive deep into left center field, a well-hit ball, and it is into the left center field stands for a home run for Don Zimmer to tie up the ball game. Boy, that little fellow really leaned into that one. That's the first hit and the first run off Roberts. I can bet you right now, Mr. Doggett, that the fellow cheering the loudest for this kid who just hit that home run is Captain Pee Wee Reese.
Oh, you're right, Al. Sure is.
Don Newcombe, feeling better about the entire thing, thank you, is up there right now. Roberts comes into Newcombe, a big left-hand hitter, and he jumps back to take a fastball, brushing the chest for ball one. So the Dodgers have begun their home run spree. At least what manager Walter Austin hopes to be a home run spree for 1957. Fastball to Newcombe is high, and the count is 2 balls, no strikes. Well, let's see. Prior to the one that was just hit by Don Zimmer, the National League had posted 4 home runs for their openers today. Thomas hit 1 for Pittsburgh, Logan hit 1 for Milwaukee, and Bobby Smith and Wally Moon hit for the St. Louis Cardinals. Sidearm fastball, and Newcombe tips this one foul. Big Nuke's count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Boy, I bet you the happiest guy in the world is that Don Zimmer sitting down on that bench right now. He was all grinning ear to ear. Just as happy as he can be, just as happy as you can be, too, if you just pour that glass of Schaefer out and enjoy it and the ball game at the same time. That Schaefer is real beer. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Roberts delivers, Newcombe swings, and powders one to center field. Ricky Ashburn going back, still going back, reaches up in the night and hauls it down. 2 down in the third inning. The Dodgers, they've scored 1 time to tie it up. Don Zimmer leaning into one, hitting a home run. We had occasion tonight to ask Don Zimmer in an interview if standing in against a fellow who was throwing that fastball at him bothered him because of the 2 beanings he'd previously had. He said, no, it didn't. He proved it tonight. Jim Gilliam up there swings on the first pitch and hits a high fly ball to deep right field. Bob Bowman back on the cinder track hauls it in. Dodgers here in the top half of the third inning. Tied up. 1 run, 1 hit. Don Zimmer's home run. No errors, nobody left on. So the score at the end of 2 1/2 innings of play. Here's Connie Mack Stadium in Philadelphia. It's the Brooklyn Dodgers 1, the homestanding Philadelphia Phillies have 1. Well, say, Jerry, what do you think baseball is such a popular sport?
Oh, there are a lot of reasons, Al, but I guess they all add up to one thing. People enjoy it.
You know, you can say the same thing about Schaefer beer. Many reasons why it's good and people really enjoy it.
Oh, sure, it's just pure pleasure made out of the finest natural ingredients, including rich barley malt and the most delectable hop blossoms grown.
And it's made in a slow, careful way by skilled brewmasters. It's backed with all of Schaefer's 115 years of experience, too, Jer.
Boy, it's got flavor, man, and that light, zesty, exciting flavor you always want but don't always find.
Oh, no wonder people enjoy it. It's beer at its best.
So, brother, why don't you join the happy throng? Try Schaefer beer. You'll enjoy it. You'll always enjoy Schaefer beer. It's real beer. Well, the Dodgers had the long-range artillery going that time against Mr. Robin Roberts. 2 fly balls deep to right, 1 deep to center, and 1 lost in the left field stands, and a tied-up ball game at 1-1. So we're ready to play now in the bottom of the third, and right back to Al.
In the last half of the third inning, it'll be the leadoff man for the Philadelphia Phillies. Richie Ashburn starting the second batting go-round. Ashburn flied the left in the first. The fastball fired to a left-hand hitter is inside off the hip for ball 1. Newcombe set. Delivers. Richie Ashburn takes the fastball, fired through at the knees, and his count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Randy Jackson playing up tight at third base. He's guarding against the bunt. Outfield fan slightly around the left and playing rather shallow. Newcombe delivers 1-1. Let up fastball. Is hit past him on the second base. Gilliam gobbles it up, fires over to first in time, and Richie Ashburn is out. So in the bottom of the third inning, 1 out for the Phillies, and coming up will be Chico Fernandez. Struck out in the first inning for Don Newcombe. Newcombe has 2 strikeouts, has given up 3 base hits, has walked nobody. Roberts has given up 1 hit and 1 run. That was Zimmer's home run. He's walked nobody and has struck out no one so far. Chico Fernandez hitting right-handed. Takes the fastball, fired through under the letters for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. Newcombe takes his sign from Campanella, starts his motion, kicks and throws. Down it comes, overhand fastball, and hit out to right field. Carl Perillo off to his right, comes up 3 steps, grabs it. 2 down, last half of the third inning. The batter now is Ed Bouchee, the first baseman. Struck out in the first inning to retire the side. Ed Bouchee standing in. Left-hand hitter, slightly open stance down the first baseline. Newcombe pumps once. Kicks high and throws a soft curve and floats it right through there for a strike. Newcombe gave him all the motion in the world. No speed whatsoever. Just got it up there. Two down, last half of the third, no base runners. Phil's 1, the Dodgers 1. Sidearm fastball. That's right under the chin. Bouchee hits the dirt. An open date for the Brooklyn Dodgers. But on Thursday, that's it. Opening day at Ebbets Field. Pittsburgh Pirates are in town. They want those Giants today. Let up pitch is low and outside. Count is 2 balls, 1 strike now on Bouchee. Final score of that ball game was Pittsburgh 9 and New York 2, and Antonelli was the losing pitcher. Antonelli, Grissom, and Jones worked in that one, and Bob Friend went all the way for the Pirates. Thomas hit a home run for the Buccos. So he got himself started in the right direction, too. This Lake Zimmer. Let up pitch, swung on, and foul tip. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The count on first baseman Bouchee, the number 3 hitter in the Philadelphia order. The bases are empty in the last half of the 3rd inning. Philadelphia drew first blood tonight with an unearned run in the 2nd inning. Zimmer went right back out and got it back for Brooklyn. He drilled one into the left center field stands. Home run. The 2-2 pitch. Bouchee takes called strike 3. Fired right in off the fifth. So that's all for Philadelphia in the last half of the 3rd inning. And for Newcombe, the 3rd strikeout. Score at the end of 3, Philadelphia 1 and Brooklyn has 1.
The Milwaukee Braves behind Warren Spahn beat the Chicago Cubs 4-1. The line score, Milwaukee 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors, and Chicago 1 run, 4 hits, 1 error. Rush, Trott, Valentinetti for Chicago, and Spahn all the way for Milwaukee. Johnny Logan a home run for the Braves in the 6th with 1 on. And St. Louis clobbered Cincinnati 13-4 as Herm Wiemeyer went all the way against Johnny Klipstein, Fowler, Gross, Freeman. Bobby Smith a home run in the 6th, 1 on for St. Louis. Wally Moon in the 8th with 2 on. 13-17-0 for St. Louis, 4-8-1 for Cincinnati. In the American League, the Yankees beat Washington 2-1, 2 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Yanks, and 1 run, 6 hits, 1 error for Washington, with Ford against Dobbs. And Boston beat Baltimore 4-2, Chicago beat Cleveland 3-2, and Kansas City beat Detroit 2-1. That's the scores on the Schaefer scoreboard. Now back to play, and here again is Al.
In the top half of the 4th inning, Gino Cimoli, who lined sharply to center field to Richie Ashburn in the 1st inning, comes up for his 2nd at-bat in 57. Roberts crossfires him and misses low and outside for ball 1. Gino Cimoli to be followed by Snider and then by Perillo. Roberts back with an overhand curveball, and Cimoli punches at it and pops it back foul. 1 ball and 1 strike on Cimoli. The totals at the end of 3 innings. For Philadelphia, 1 run, 3 hits, no errors. For the Dodgers, 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error. All tied at 1 apiece. Gino Cimoli up there as the leadoff man in the 4th. Looks at a slow curve. Middle outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. The outfield for Cimoli, as the word has gotten around, they're playing him deeper than they would have played him last year. The 2-1 delivery to Gino. Fastball. Gino wraps it. A line shot right into the glove of second baseman Kazansky, who makes a nice leaping catch. 1 out. Top half of the 4th inning. So twice Cimoli has hit the ball well, but he's hit it right at somebody. Here's Duke Snider. Let up. Curve is over but low to Duke for ball 1. Snider retired the side in the 1st inning, fouling out the 3rd baseman Willie Jones. On the next pitch and fouls it back off Lopata's shin guard. 1 ball and 1 strike is the count now on Snider. Last year, Snider had a grand total of 43 home runs. He hit in 101 runs, batted .292, and against Philadelphia hit .277. Roberts tries the fastball and misses low and outside to a left-hand hitter. 2 ball, 1 strike count on the Duke. 1 out, top of the 4th, no base runners. All locked up at 1 apiece. Schaefer Beer, very happy to be sending it to you from Connie Mack Stadium in Philadelphia. Roberts pitches. Let up is high. Snider's count, 3 balls and 1 strike. Thursday, the opener at home. Then Saturday, that's Ladies' Day, Pittsburgh. And Sunday, big doubleheader. Pittsburgh Pirates. It's a swung on by 3-2 delivery. Snider swings. There's a line drive over the Outstretched glove of first baseman Bouchee. Into the corner it goes. Snider's digging for second. He slides. He's in there with a double. The double ripped up the right field side. Snider is on at second base with a second hit off Robin Roberts. That Bouchee went up as far as he could go. Ball just over his fingertips. So both hits off Robin Roberts have been extra base blows. Don Zimmer's home run with one out, nobody on in the third inning, and it was hit with authority into the left center field stand. And now Snider's ripper up the right field side for two. The batter is Carl Furillo, who almost hit a home run in the second inning. Slide deep to left. Roberts ready. Delivers sidearm curveball. Furillo hammers it out in right center field. That could be in the alley into the scoreboard. It is up against the scoreboard. Furillo's digging for second. Snider is loping around third. He's coming on in to score. And it's a 2-1 ball game in favor of the Dodgers. Furillo doubles up the alley in right center to the scoreboard. So give him the run batted in. That is hit number 3 of Roberts. Run number 2, and the Dodgers lead it 2-1. With Furillo in pretty good scoring position at second base, Gil Hodges is going to fly a ball to center field to Richie Ashburn in the second. He's coming up for his second at bat. Roberts checks Furillo at second, delivers the plate. Hodges takes the sweeper over for a strike. Roberts right back with a let-up curve. That snaps off outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. That's the count on Hodges. Quite an opener in Philadelphia tonight. The 82nd year of National League play. Sidearm curve is outside. Ball 2, the count on Hodges 2-1. Of course, as far as age is concerned, that doesn't begin to match up with Schaefer. They've been going 115 years. Wow. Yes, sir. That's real beer, too. America's oldest slugger. Sidearm curve just outside the Hodges for ball 3. Down the bullpen. Got some Philadelphia activity. Got a right-hander up there throwing. Big Jumbo Jim Hearn, formerly with the Giants. Now Roberts ready. Sidearm fastball, and Hodges trots at it and dribbles it up the third baseline foul. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2-1 the score. The Dodgers lead it. The Phillies scored an unearned run in the second. In the third, with 1 out, nobody on, Zimmer hitting number 8 in the Dodger order. Rifled one into the left center field stands to tie it up. And here in the 4th inning, with 1 out, Snider doubled down the right field line, then Furillo hit him home. The pitch is swung on by Hodges. There's a long drive deep in the left field. It's starting to slice off now and goes foul. Oh, yes, Mr. Doggett, I would say that when they do get the lumber on the ball here tonight, they're really spanking it. 3 hits the Dodgers possess, all of them extra base blows, a home run and 2 doubles. Furillo stepping off at second base. 1 out. Roberts delivers a sidearm pitch, and Hodges starts to go, checks himself in time, and takes the pitch low for ball 4. Well, there's the first free ticket. Roberts tossed it up. 2-1. Favor the Brooklyn Dodgers here in the top half of the 4th inning. Randy Jackson, who hit a ball wide of third, and Jones made a nice stop and threw him out. Jackson is coming up now for his second at-bat. 1 out, runners at first and second. Campanella on deck to follow. Robertson a jam. Big Jim Hearn in the Philadelphia bullpen. There's a sidearm curve to Jackson, laid in there for a strike. Roberts takes his sign from Lopata. Hodges leading off at first, Furlow at second. Sidearm fastball is dribbled up the third base line. Top roller, and that's foul. Jones picks it up and fires it back to the mound to Roberts. Old 36, Robin Roberts. Began his organized baseball career in 1948. Wilmington in the Interstate League. Came right up in 48 with Philadelphia, too. Jackson, after the next pitch, hits a foul ball to the light tower off the first base side. It's up on top of the roof. Jackson's count is strike two. So this guy, Roberts, has been a fixture with these Philadelphia Phillies since 1948. He appeared in 20 games for them. He's been grinding them out ever since. Fires in there, and Jackson again dribbles it away. Again up the third base side. Foul. Count holds right on to Randy. Strike two. Top of the fourth inning, one out. Snider doubled down the right field side, right along the line over first base. And Perillo hit one up the alley in right center to the scoreboard for a couple, and that got Snider home. Perillo was on at second, and Hodges is on at first now, having been walked on the 3-2 pitch. Roberts ready, checks up with the runners, delivers. Jackson takes outside. Ball one. Jim Hearn continues to crank up down in the Philadelphia bullpen. It isn't too often you see somebody backing up Robin Roberts. Usually it's Roberts backing up somebody else. 1-2 delivery. A low curveball outside. Lopata had to go down to the knee to block it. That's ball two. Got on Jackson. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 on. Number 2 at bat. And the score is 2-1 in favor of the Dodgers. Well, let's see what Roberts offers up to Jackson, a right-hand hitter. The 2-2 pitch. Down it comes. Jackson swings on it and pops it up. This one in foul ground off to the left of the plate. Coming down is Jones. And Jones has it. That's the second Dodger out in the fourth inning. Dan Lopata could have handled that also, but Jones had a better shot at it, and Lopata kept calling him on to take it. Jones did. The batter now is Roy Campanella. Campy spanked the ball well in the third inning, his first time up. Hit it deep to right field, and Bowman went wandering back by that high board fence, or the high fence, don't know whether it's board or not. Hauled it in. Sweeping curveball to Campanella is low and outside. The ball one. 329 feet down the right field line here, 334 down the left side, 447 to center field. Pretty good-sized ballpark. Roberts delivers. Campanella takes. The fastball fired through for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. To the light tower in right center by the 42-foot scoreboard. 405 feet. So the outfielders can roam, particularly the center fielders. Sidearm curve to Cappy. Swung on and missed. Roy spinning all the way around, but he didn't get that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The count on Campanella here in the top half of the fourth inning with 2 down, 2 on, 1 run scored, and the Dodgers leading 2-1. Hodges the runner at first, Perillo the runner at second. Sidearm lit up, swung on and missed, strike 3. Robin Roberts records his first strikeout of the night and gets out of it rather cheaply at that. 1 run. There were 2 base hits, there were no errors, and 2 men were left on. So at the end of 3 and 1/2 innings of play, it's the Brooklyn Dodgers 2 and the homestanding Philadelphia Phillies have 1. Last half of inning number 4. Rip Rapolsky coming up there. He got the first hit off Newcombe back in the second inning. Pure life at second. when Gilliam dropped the ball for an error. Takes the pitch outside, on the outside corner for strike one. And then came in to score the unearned run when Jones doubled to right field. Rip Popolsky, right-hand hitter, seems to carry all of his weight on his right leg. Leans into the pitch and swings on it. Swings a high fly ball into short left center field. Duke Snider comes over and calls for it, waves Cimoli away, and Snider takes it for the out. One out, last half of the fourth inning. The batter now is Jones, who doubled to right field to drive in Rapolsky. Willie, who started back in 1947 with Terre Haute. Sidearm fastball, swung on, hit down to shortstop. Zim charges, up with it, fires to first base, and that's all for Jones. So, everyone is gathered around. Let's pause now for that station identification. This is the Brooklyn Dodger Radio Network.
Dial 1460 WOKO Albany, the Capital District's most talked about station with downtown studios in the Hotel Wellington. It's now 9 o'clock WOKO time. Teen Time Jamboree tomorrow night from 8 until 10:30.
The batter at the plate now with two down. Nobody on is Stan Lopata. Right-hand hitter batting from a crouch takes a curve. Slow and outside for ball one. Lopata was a base runner in the second on the fielder's choice when Zimmer came up with his hard smash at shortstop and fired to Randy Jackson at third base for the tag out on Jones trying to move over to third. The 1-0 delivery to Lopata is taken low and outside for ball two. We said we'd tell you why we always alerted the boys around the network. Well, I can remember many times going down the hall for a glass of water or something, and all of a sudden somebody'd sing through the networks their line cue, and well, there was nobody there to make station break. Bosses don't seem to like that too well. Let up curveball is over but low to Lopata. Ball three. 3 balls and no strikes. Jerry laughing about that business of the standby identification. I bet you've missed more than one dude, Jer. 3-0 delivery. A fastball to Lopata inside off the chest for ball 4. Well, with 2 down, Lopata has walked. That'll be the first base on balls given up by Newcombe. Each pitcher now has surrendered a base on balls. Bob Bowman, right-hand hitting right fielder, comes striding up to the plate. He got a single wide of third base. Randy Jackson was able to knock it down, but he had no play back in the second inning. Bob Bowman, aware of number 10. Newcombe looks over, first base, then fires to the plate. His fast one is through there for a strike. This is not the only year Bowman has had a look over by Philadelphia. You may recall that in 55 he played 3 games for the Phillies. He was Syracuse for 141 ball games in 55, 56, Miami, and Philadelphia for 6 games. Swings on this pitch and hits a line drive into right field. Perillo comes in to play it on the skip. Lopata goes to second base and holds on quickly as Perillo's throw comes into Jim Gilliam. Bowman a single into right field. Well, the Phillies are trying to scratch their way back into this one in the last half of the fourth inning. They have 2 down, 2 on, and the batter is Ted Kazansky. Ted flied to right field in the second inning. He's 0 for 1 tonight. But he's sort of the pesky type. Another product of Terre Haute, where he started his baseball career in 3I League. That was back in 51. Climbed up to Philadelphia as early as 53. Tall, skinny right-hand hitter. Newcombe delivers the fastball, and it's hit just inside third, down into the corner for a base hit. Lopata comes in to score to tie it up. Cimoli is up with the ball, throws it into third base. But Bowman slides in there, moving around from first. On the single to left field. So it's all tied up. Number 5, run number 2 of Newcombe. Gets a round of applause. All tied at 2 apiece. Runners at first and third and 2 down. First pitch to Roberts. Low, ball 1. Comes the pitch. Roberts takes it. That's low. That's ball 2. We got a wing ding going here tonight. Ball game has been tied up, and the situation's been set up after 2 are down here in the 4th inning. Roberts waiting. The 2-0 delivery to him. Roberts swings, hits a fly ball deep to right field. Grillo going back, still going back. Can't get it. It's off the wall. Robin Roberts is digging for second base. He makes it with a stand-up 2-bagger and 2 runs score. Bullpen, right-hander Don gets up and starts to work in a hurry. 3 runs have been scored here by the Phils in the 4th inning as they come roaring back to take the lead now. 4-2. 4 runs on 6 hits off Big Newp. The Dodgers 2 runs on 3 hits. Robin Roberts at second. Up is Richie Ashburn. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Newcombe ready. Delivers a soft curve, and Ashburn takes it low inside for ball 1. Ashburn right foot forward to the plate, actually ahead of it. Roberts leads off second. Newcombe checks him. Delivers a fastball, and Ashburn takes it across at the knees for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. So for the second time in tonight's ball game, the Philadelphia Phillies are leading it. Now 4-2 their favor. Newcombe checks up at second, then delivers a soft curve. It flips over the outside, slices the knees for called strike 2. Ashburn turns around and mumbles something to plate umpire Dusty Boggett. Six men have come to bat in the 4th inning. This is the 7th. The Phils have scored 3 times. 3 base hits. Newcombe's fastball. Ashburn swings on it and lines it down the left field line foul. Three hits and a walk, Matt, mixed in there with a fastball. Has given the Philadelphia Phillies their opportunity. And they seized upon it, and it's now 4-2. In favor of Mayo Smith's charges. Now the 4-2 count. Let's see if it changes. Soft curveball swung on and lined out to right field. Trillo coming on, makes the grab. So Ashburn is up. Lining out to Carl Furillo in right field. So 3 big runs for Philadelphia on 3 base hits. There was a man left. There were no errors. There was 1 pass ball. Well, the score at the end of 4 full innings of play. The Philadelphia Phillies have 4. The Brooklyn Dodgers have 2. Well, the first half of this game was brought to you by the F&M Schaefer Brewing Company of Brooklyn. Brewers of Schaefer Beer, America's oldest lager beer. Now, your host for the next 5 innings will be Lucky Strike, the best tasting cigarette you ever smoked. It's made by the American Tobacco Company. Tobacco is our middle name. Well, folks, you're going to enjoy baseball a lot more this year at Ebbets Field because of an added attraction. Come on out early and see Emmett Kelly, the world's most famous circus clown, and now the newest Dodger bump. You'll get a terrific bang out of the circus gags he pulls at Ebbets Field. Perhaps you'll meet him personally as he roams around the stands. He's a great guy and one of the top comedians of our time. Silent Emmett Kelly and his final portal of the sad, forlorn, unwanted circus bump. Well, he'll be at the Dodger home game, Ebbets Field in Jersey City. The Dodgers trailing in this one. They come to bat in the top half of the 5th inning. It'll be little Don Zimmer stepping up there, but stepping up to the microphone for Lucky Strike and for the play-by-play, here's Jerry Dawkins.
Thanks, Al, and hi again, everyone. Zimmer steps in, had a home run last time. First pitch is swung on, dribble up the third baseline, bounces foul. Played by Jones, and it's just a long strike for Zimmer. Little Don making his big league debut tonight with a home run in the lower stands in the 3rd inning. The Dodgers 4 and the 2 and the Phillies 4, and the Phillies got 3 runs in that 4th inning off Don Newcombe. And the Dodgers were real busy against Robin Roberts in the top half of the 4th, but left 2 men stranded. The Phillies got their runs in that 4th after 2 outs. Zimmer back with a strike 1 count. Don Newcombe on deck, and then Jim Gilliam to follow. Fine crowd on hand tonight at Philadelphia. Robbins delivers, and it's a little on the outside corner, hit the corner for a called strike. And on Zimmer, it's 0-2. Robin Roberts on the firing line for the Philadelphia Phillies. Jones, Fernandez, Kazansky, and Bouchee, the infielders. Rapolsky, Ashburn, and Bowman in the outfield. There's a curveball up high, and it's ball 1, strike 2. 1-2 to Zimmer. The Phillies now have 6 base hits. The Dodgers have 3. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Outside again with a fastball, and the count evens at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Number 23, shortstop Don Zimmer. Down it comes. Curveball misses again, and the count goes full now, 3-2. So the string is out to Zimmer. Jim Gilliam is in the on-deck circle off to the right side. Newcombe is due next. Dodgers occupy the dugout back of first. Here's the pitch to Zim. Outside, ball 4, and Zimmer is on with a walk. And that is the second walk given up by Robin Roberts. So the Dodgers have 1 on, nobody out, and Don Newcombe comes up out of the dugout. Don hit one deep to center field last time. Don Newcombe, number 36. On the mound, Robin Roberts, likewise number 36. Newcombe swings left. Roberts also swings left, and Roberts drove in 2 big runs with a double to the right field wall in the bottom of the 4th. 4-2, the Phils lead. Newcombe waiting. Runner on first, Zimmer moves off. Here's the pitch.
Swung on a drive to right field. It's going to be in for a base hit. Bowman over to cover it off. Here's Zimmer digging for third and is in standing as Newcombe rips the single to right field. And the Dodgers now are trying to get something going. For Don Newcombe, his first hit for the Dodgers, base hit number 4. Runners on at first and third, and up now will be Jim Gilliam. Gilliam has flied out twice to right fielder Bob Bowman, and both times fairly deep. So Gilliam steps in with 2 on. Nobody out. Top of the 5th inning. Phillies got 1 in the 2nd and 3 in the 4th. The Dodgers got 1 in the 3rd and 1 in the 4th. Roberts checks the sign now with catcher Stan Lopata. Newcombe off first, Zimmer off third, and here's the pitch to Gilliam. Swung on and missed, strike 1. Robin Roberts has 1 strikeout, has walked 2, and has allowed 4 base hits, including doubles to Snider and Furlow and a home run by Zimmer. Here's a drive to right for a base hit. Zimmer in to score. Newcombe goes to second, makes the turn, and holds on there as the Dodgers now have pulled up a little closer to 4-3. Gilliam slapping a single to right field, his first hit of the game. Newcombe into second base. Zimmer across scores a third Brooklyn run. And again, Jim Hearn gets busy in the bullpen for Philadelphia down in left field. Up now will be Gino Cimoli. And Stan Lopata goes to the mound to have a talk with Robin Roberts. Jake Fiddler talking to Gilliam at the first base bag. Billy Herman standing alongside the third base coaching box, saying something out to Don Newcombe. And now we'll see how the Phillies are going to play it. Bouchee and Jones on the corners move in now, expecting a bunt from Cimoli. Newcombe at second, Gilliam at first, edge off. The pitch to Gino, butted foul at the plate, right in the batter's box. Umpire Dusty Boggett picks it up and fires it back out. So it's strike 1 to Gilliam, to Cimoli. Gilliam at first, and Newcombe is at second. Cimoli lined out to center and lined out to second, so he's none for 2 in tonight's game. And the Phillies looking for the bunt. First and third, second and close. The pitch swung on and fouled up in the wire. And it's strike 2 as Gino had a cut that time and drilled her back foul. Now Jones at third and Bouchee at first will back up. Fernandez and Kazansky play a double plate up at short and second. And the outfield is around to the left a bit and deep against Cimoli. Gino's had a very fine spring, and a very determined effort has won him the left field job, at least for the present. Here's the 0-2 look. Roberts delivers. High and inside for ball, and the count 1-2 to Cimoli. On deck is Snider, in the hole Ferrillo. Four to 3. Phillies lead, and the Dodgers have the tying run on at second. The lead run is at first. Roberts with the stretch and the look. Here's the pitch to Cimoli. Breaking ball down and outside, and it's ball 2. Even up now at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cimoli, a right-hand batter, has a closed stance, the front foot pointed a little bit toward first. 2-2 offering. Swung on a drill right back to the middle for a base hit. Newcombe turns third, heads home, and here's the throw coming in. It'll be not in time. And on the play, Cimoli goes to second, Gilliam to third. The ball game is tied. Cimoli ripped the ground ball right back through the box. Newcombe around third into score from second base on the play. Gilliam went to third, and on the throw to the plate, Cimoli down to second. So we've got a brand new one going here, and Duke Snider at bat with 2 on and nobody out for the Dodgers in the 5th inning. Cimoli a base hit, a run batted in. And a 4-4 ball game with Snider coming on.
Jim Hearn, a busy boy down in the bullpen for the Philadelphia Phillies, and Lucky Strike sending you all the action from Connie Mack Stadium in Philadelphia. And Duke Snider's going to get an intentional walk. Fan starts raising a howl about that. The fans really let up a real howl as the Snider's gone purposely past. And that will be the third walk given up by Robin Roberts. Base is loaded now. Snider purposely passed to load him up, and it brings on Perillo, who doubled to the scoreboard in right center and drove in a run in the fourth inning. Roberts in a jam. Dodgers have 2 in, 3 on, and none out. Perillo had a real fine spring and has 1 for 2 tonight. Waits and swings a long fly ball to right center field. Drifting over for it is Ashburn. Runners are tagged. Here's the grab, and in to score comes Gilliam, going to third and down to second. Out of second base is Snider. Throw to third, not in time for Cimoli. All the runners were moving, and Snider is caught in the trap going into second base. Ashburn's throw came to Ted Kaczynski for the tag out there. So Perillo's sacrifice fly gets in a run, but it also gets Snider going to second. Dodgers lead 5-4. Cimoli into third on the play, and across the plate to score was Jim Gilliam. No play was made on Gilliam. The play was made on Snider. So give Perillo a sacrifice fly. And how about that, Alan? An RBI for a double play? On that case, yes. And a double play for the Phils, 8-4. One of the few rare instances when a batter can get a run batted in for a double play ball. Sacrifice fly for Perillo, and Snider out going to second. Center fielder Richie Ashburn to the second baseman Ted Kaczynski. Cimoli on third. And the pitch to Hodges. Strike 1. Roberts deals again. Gilly checks up, but it's ball 1. Even up now, 1-1. 3 runs in, and the Dodgers lead 5-4. Long fly ball to right center by Perillo, and everybody tried to advance. Snider was out going into second. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Hodges. Low and outside, ball 2. 2-1. Cimoli at third. 2 away. Brooklyn batting in the 5th. The hits in the game are all even now at 6 apiece. The runs 5-4 Dodgers. The pitch rolls foul off to the left out of play, and it's 2-2 on Gil Hodges. Randy Jackson on deck and Roy Campanella to follow so they can keep it going. And pitch. Up high, outside, ball 3. A full count now to Hodges. Gil waiting. Cimoli wandering off third a few steps. The pitch down is swung on and missed. Strike 3. Dropped by Lopata, but he tagged Hodges in time for the out. So Roberts gets his second strikeout. And the Dodgers go down in the 5th inning. They show 3 runs on 3 base hits, no errors, and had 1 man left. So at the end of the top of the 5th inning, the score, the Dodgers 5, the Phillies have 4.
Well, fans, here's a word picture of real smoking enjoyment. Yes, sir. All it takes is you, your lighter, and a Lucky. Then light up. Man, you'll find there's nothing like a Lucky because it's all cigarettes. All fine tobacco. Mild, naturally good tasting tobacco that's toasted to taste even better. Try a pack of Lucky. Better yet, make it a carton. One thing's for sure. You'll say it's the best tasting cigarette you ever smoked.
Light up the lucky, it's light up time. Be happy, go lucky, it's light up time. For the taste that you like, light up a lucky strike. You'll say it's the best tasting cigarette you ever smoked.
Well, everybody, we're very happy tonight to be able to salute our honor hospital, the VA hospital at Sunmount, New York, with a quota of 10,000 free luckies being earmarked for them, and some have been earmarked. We've had a home run, we've had a double play, so they've already been started, fellas and gals. Just hang right on, more coming. More play-by-play, too, and here's Jerry.
Chico Fernandez, first batter up, to be followed by Ed Bouchee, and then Rip Rapolsky. Newcombe delivers, and Chico takes it up high, ball one. Fernandez has struck out and flied to right in 2 trips tonight. 5-4, Dodgers lead each side with 6 base hits. The Phillies got 3 hits in the second and 3 more in the fourth. Dodgers got 1 hit in the second, 1 in the third, 2 in the fourth, and 3 in the fifth. There's a fastball for a strike on the outside corner, and the count to Fernandez, 1-1. Chico hitting in the number 2 spot, and is destined, of course, to become the regular shortstop for Philadelphia, getting the opening night bid here. 1-1, wind up and pitch. Foul ball straight back, and the count goes to 1-2. Have a fine crowd on hand tonight at Connie Mack Stadium in Philadelphia, and this could be an opening day attendance record for Philadelphia. The previous record was 29,074, set in 1950 in a ball game with the Dodgers. And we don't see too many empty seats here tonight. Here's a foul ball upstairs, off to the right, and the count on Fernandez stays at a ball and 2 strikes. Just to remind you to be out Thursday when the Dodgers open up against the Pirates at Ebbets Field Thursday afternoon. Big Don winds and fires. A roller hit off the third baseline. Newcombe up with it. Throw is not in time. Fernandez legs it out for a base hit. Swung and tapped it along the third baseline, and before Newcombe could make the play, Fernandez had it beat out. So Chico, who is very fast, legs one out, hit number 7 for Philadelphia, and it brings on Ed Bouchee, the first baseman. He has struck out twice. Left-hand hitter. Newcombe has 3 strikeouts, and Roberts has 2. Newcombe has walked 1, Roberts has walked 3. One of those was an intentional pass to Snider. So the Phillies now come right back in the 5th inning and put the tying run on as Fernandez dribbles on up the third baseline for a base hit. Newcombe now out of a stretch delivers. Fastball comes in tight. Ball 1 to Bouchee. Rip Rapolsky is on deck with Willie Jones down in the hole. Again, Newcombe ready. Eyes Chico at first. Pitch is swung on and driven along the right field line for a base hit. Fair ball into the bullpen. Fernandez coming around second, heads for third, around third, and in the score. Bouchee now heads for third. The relay from Gilliam is not in time, and the ball game is tied up. Building a line drive down the right field line, fair by about 2 feet. Then it peeled off into the Dodger bullpen, and before Ferrillo could make a play, Bouchee had come around to third, and Fernandez had scored to tie her up. Now the go-ahead run is at third, and Hodges comes over to the mound to talk to Don Newcombe. Hit number 8 for Philadelphia. And Don Beset now gets busy again in the Dodger bullpen down in right field. Rip Rapolsky will be up. Willie Jones to follow, and Stan Lopata after that. So Roberts and Newcombe having a little tough time thriving here tonight. Big Don winds and fires. Infield in a pop foul. Back over the top, strike one. The entire infield, with the exception of Zimmer, playing it upside, and Don lays back about 3 steps. Strike one count on Rapolsky. And this is liable to develop into a real old-fashioned scoring bee here tonight. Newcombe winds and fires. Swung and miss, strike two. Rip Rapolsky, the cleanup batter and left fielder. Strike two count. Dodger infield up tight to hold the runner at third. Ed Bouchee, who tripled to drive in Fernandez and fire up. Big Don winds and fires to Rapolsky. Fastball is outside, ball one. 1-2. One ball, two strikes. A very enthusiastic crowd here tonight at Connie Mack Stadium. They're really whooping it up. Now the 1-2 pitch. Just misses outside, and the count evens at 2-2. Don Beset firing away in the Dodger bullpen in right field. The 2-2 pitch to Rapolsky. Chop foul off to the left of the plate, and the count stays there at 2-2. Dodgers 5, Phillies 5 at Connie Mack Stadium in Philadelphia. Roberts against Newcombe. And the hitters so far have dominated the ball game up to this point. Here's the windup and the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and chop foul again at the plate. Campanella picks it up. Newcombe retired the first 3 men to face him, and then was tagged for a base hit and a run in the second. Roberts retired the first 7 men before Zimmer hit a home run to tie it up. And from that point on, the hitters have taken over. Newcombe had a 1-2-3 inning in the third. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Change up, bounce to third. Jackson up with it, holds the runner. Goes to first in time, and it's one away. Rapolsky bounces out, third to first. And up now will be Willie Jones, who doubled in the second, grounded out in the fourth, and while Willie steps in, we'll take a few seconds for station identification. This is the Brooklyn Dodger Radio Network.
Dial 1460 WOKO Albany, the Capital District's most talked about station, with downtown studios in the Hotel Wellington. 9:33 WOKO time. Teen Time Jamboree tomorrow night from 8 until 10:30.
Willie Jones up and in. 1 for 2 tonight. And the Dodgers play it up close again with 1 out. Newcombe goes to the windup and delivers. Fastball outside, ball 1. Outfield shaded to the left now against the right-hand batter. Infield up close. Gilliam back a couple steps, and Zimmer at third is back about 3 steps, rather at short, and Jackson at third are back about 2. So they give a little against Jones. Newcombe delivers low, and it's ball 2. 5-5 score, bottom of the 5th inning. And the Phils and the Dodgers haven't had it on opening night. Newcombe into the windup, and down it comes. Curveball chopped off foul. That is the plate. Campanella grabs it, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike. far as the eye can see, there are fans in this ballpark all the way around. Looks like a real capacity crowd. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Ground ball hit back behind second, through the middle for a base hit. The runner's in, the Phils lead. Jones makes a big turn and holds up now with a single to center. Ground ball just beyond the outstretched glove of Don Zimmer. Bouchee in the score, and it's now 6-5 Phils. Jones at first base with a single, and Stan Lopata comes on. That is hit number 9 off Don Newcombe. 3 this inning. A little roller by Fernandez to start it, a triple by Bouchee, and a ground single by Jones up the middle. Stan Lopata up. There's nothing for one tonight. He walked, scored a run, was on a fielder's choice. So Lopata at bat, 1 out here in the 5th inning. Newcombe with a stretch in the pitch. Curveball, high fly ball in the short left. Zimmer backs up. Cimoli comes on. Zimmer waves him off and has it for the out. So Lopata pops out to Zimmer in short left field, 2 away. And here's Bob Bowman, the rookie right fielder, who's had 2 for 2 in tonight's game and has scored 1 run. So with 2 out, Jones on first. The Phils lead 6-5. The stretch by Big Newcombe and the pitch to the plate. Curveball is in for a strike. Newcombe has been slowing up a bit in the last couple of hitters, leaving the fastball and going to the breaking stuff. Strike 1 on Bowman, right-hand batter. Stretch again, but down in the pitch. Fastball there is whacked to right field. Perillo in his tracks moves in 2 steps now, pounds the glove, and he has it, and the side is retired. So for the Phils in the 5th inning, there were 2 runs picked up on 3 base hits, no errors, and they left 1 man on. And so at the end of 5, the score, the Phillies 6, the Dodgers 5.
Well, we've had 5 innings of play in this one tonight. And here are your totals. For Brooklyn, 5 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. For the Phillies, 6 runs, 9 hits, no errors. Randy Jackson to the plate to start the 6th. All right, Jerry.
Ready to go. Randy is 0 for 2 tonight. And Robin Roberts on the firing line, set to, well, he's going to have a conference now with catcher Stan Lopata. Jackson is outside high, ball 1. Randy 0 for 2, Campanella on deck, and then Don Zimmer to follow. And a 6-5 ball game through the first 5. Curveball misses low, and it's ball 2. 2-0. 2-0 count. Robin Roberts set the pitch to Jackson. And the fastball finds the strike zone on the outside corner. It's 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Robin Roberts ready. Jackson waiting. 2-1 pitch. Swung on and bounced to shortstop. Big hop to Fernandez. Long throw is in time for the out. 1 away. So Jackson bounces out. Short to first. And he brings on Roy Campanella. Slide out deep to right and struck out in 2 tries. 9 hits for Philadelphia and 6 hits for the Dodgers. And 1 error in the ball game. Jim Gilliam dropped the throw from Campanella on Rapolsky in the 2nd inning. Rapolsky later scored in what was an unearned run. Now Roberts ready to go to Campy. Foul ball coming back upstairs, and this one is just under the press box. Strike 1 on Campanella. Very fine vantage point here at Philadelphia. Under the roof, looking right down on home plate, with an angle off on the first baseline, looking down the line. Campy takes a high curve outside, and it's ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Campanella. Zimmer on deck and then Newcombe to follow. The game is in the 6th inning. The pitch is fouled off, and here comes one up our way, but it's on top and hits the edge of the roof and goes bouncing back downstairs. So it is 1-2 on Campanella. 1-2 the count. Here's one right here, and bang. Just missed. Foul ball. Campanella chopping one up here. Well, we'd kind of like to get an opening day baseball souvenir from Connie Mack Stadium. So, Mr. Campy, bring it over here about 10 feet. Here's the pitch. Strike 3. As Campy went over, tried to check his swing, the ball tipped off the bat, was held on by Lopata, and it's a strikeout for Roberts. Campanella down on strikes on a foul tip, actually. And for Roberts, strikeout number 3. Umpire Dusty Vargas gave the foul tip sign very quickly. Here's Don Zimmer up now, home run and a walk, and Zip has scored twice tonight. Foul ball hit off to the right and into the Dodger dugout on the first base side. Strike 1. The Phillies 6 and the Dodgers 5. Robin Roberts firing them in. The crowd is 37,667. Swing and a miss for Zimmer, strike 2. So we were close to a record, but not quite. Wait a minute, over a record, way over it. 37,000, the record was 29. I think it was 30. That is a real fine crowd. That's well over capacity. Here's a drive foul down the left field line. 37,667. The previous record was 29,074. So that's a new record by 8,000 plus. Fine crowd for the opener tonight. Here's the pitch. Jim swings and misses. Strike 3. Down he goes. Side retires. Strikeout number 4 for Robin Roberts. So for the Dodgers in the 6th inning, 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on. So that's the end of the top of the 6th inning with the score in the ball game. The Philadelphia Phillies 6 and the Brooklyn Dodgers have 5. Well, stepping up to speak is no other than that baseball great and renowned Brooklyn backstop, Mr. Roy Campanella.
You know what 2 questions folks ask me most? First is, who's the fastest pitcher I've ever caught? That's easy. Don Newcombe. That man is really quick. The second question is, do you really smoke Luckies? Of course I do. And do you know why I smoke them? Because Luckies taste better. That's all there is to it.
Well said, Mr. Campanella. Makes sense. Because a Lucky is a genuine cigarette. All cigarette. All fine tobacco. Naturally good-tasting tobacco that's toasted to taste even better. Take the signal from Roy Campanella and declare a light-up sign. Be happy, go lucky, right now. Well, as we go to the last of the 6th inning, it'll be Ted Kaczynski, Robin Roberts, and Richie Ashburn due up here to face Don Newcombe in a 6-5 ball game going at Philadelphia. Okay, Kaczynski up 1 for 2. And Big Don ready to fire. The windup and the first pitch. Over for a call, strike 1. Good fastball on the outside corner. Newcombe ready again. Gets sign from his teammate Roy Campanella. And the pitch to Kaczynski. high outside for a ball, and the count goes 1-1. Jackson came charging it from third that time, halfway expecting Kazansky to try to bunt. 1-1. Big Don rocks and fires. Slow curve is upstairs, and it's ball 2. 2-1. Jackson, Zimmer, Gilliam, and Hodges on the infield. Cimoli, Snider, and Perillo in the Dodger outfield from left to right. The attendance tonight is somewhat over capacity of the ballpark. There's a ground ball backhanded by Jackson at third. Play to first is in time. Nice play by Randy Jackson. Hard smash it down there by Ted Kazansky. And Randy just wheeled over and backhanded her and made the play. The all-time record in the Philadelphia ballpark was 40,720 against Brooklyn in 1947 for a doubleheader. Night game record 40,000 against Cincinnati in 1946. And the single-day game record 36,765 against Brooklyn. There's Roberts coming on and gets a nice hand as he steps in. Robin helped himself in the fourth inning with a double to drive in 2 runs. So Robin Roberts up now, swinging from the left side. Newcombe goes into the windup, and down it comes. A bouncer foul trickles off toward the Dodger dugout, and it's strike 1. Opening night crowd here at Philadelphia, PA. There's a long fly ball, high fly ball to center, rather. Zimmer going out. In for it comes Cimoli in left center, and he's got it for the out. So Roberts out on a high pop fly into short left center, picked off by Gino Cimoli. Here's Ashburn coming up now. Ritchie is 0 for 3 in tonight's game. Line to left, grounded to second, and line to right. Ashburn, nothing for 3. 9 hits for the Phils, 6 hits for the Dodgers. And a 6-5 ball game in the bottom of the 6th inning. Here's the pitch. Fastball high inside, ball 1. Newcombe checks the sign from Campanella. Ashburn waits. Curveball is in and over for a strike. Count evens at 1-1 on Ashburn. There are 2 outs, none on, 6th inning. Lucky Strike sending you play-by-play from Connie Mack Stadium in Philadelphia. The 1957 opener between the Dodgers and the Phillies. 1-1 pitch on the way. Ashburn bounces one wide of third. Jackson one-handed. Play to first in time for the outside retired. So that's all for the Phils, and in the 6th inning, both sides go up and down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left on, and so at the end of 6 innings of play, the score, the Phillies 6, the Dodgers 5. Well, let's kind of get up to date here on what happened around and all the other openers around the baseball world today. So from the Lucky Strike scoreboard, here's Al.
Well, otherwise in the National League at Pittsburgh, the Pirates defeated the Giants 9-2 behind Bob Flynn. Pittsburgh 9 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. Giants 2 runs, 10 hits, 3 errors. Antonelli started. He's the loser. Grissom in the 8th and Jones in the 8th. Thomas hit a home run, his first of the year, in the 2nd with nobody on for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Milwaukee defeated Chicago 4-1. Milwaukee 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors. Warren Spahn all the way for the victory. Chicago 1 run, 4 hits, 1 error. Rush started, Dwight in the 7th, and Valentinetti in the 9th. Logan hit a home run in the 6th with 1 aboard for the Milwaukee Braves. St. Louis defeated Cincinnati 13-4 on 17 hits and no errors. Wiemeyer all the way for the St. Louis win. Cincinnati 4 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. Clipstein, Fowler in the 6th, Gross in the 6th, Freeman in the 8th. Bobby Smith in the 6th with 1 on, Wally Moon in the 8th with 2 on, hit home runs for St. Louis. The Yankees defeated Washington 2-1. The Yankees 2 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. Ford all the way. Washington 1 run, 6 hits, 1 error. Stobbs all the way to take the loss. The Battle of the Left-Handers. Seavers hit a home run for Washington in the 7th with the bases empty, and Berra hit one in the 7th with none on for the New York Yankees. Boston defeated Baltimore 4-2. Boston 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors. Baltimore 2 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. And in 11 innings, Chicago defeated Cleveland 3-2. Kansas City defeated Detroit 2-1. All right, Jerry.
Don Newcombe waits and swings a foul back into the stands. Strike one. Robin Roberts on the firing line, and the Dodgers now come up in the 7th inning. Need a run to tie and 2 to go ahead. 6-5 ball game here at Philadelphia tonight. Newcombe has 1 hit, 2 tries. Singled in the 5th inning and then scored a run. Takes outside. Ball 1. The count evens at 1-1. Robin Roberts, who leads all active National League right-handers in career victories with 179, tonight is the first player in modern baseball to pitch in 8 season openers. Fastball backs Newcombe away from there, and it's ball 2, strike 1. In the 7 previous, Roberts has won 4 and lost 3. He's beaten Brooklyn 3 times in opening day efforts. The Dodgers have not beaten him. There's a pop-up on the first baseline. Ed Bouchee comes down near the bag, now steps across the line and makes the grab for the out. So Newcombe fouls out to the first baseman, Ed Bouchee. And up will be Jim Gilliam, who has 1 hit, 3 tries. Roberts beat the Dodgers 9-1 in 1950, and in 1951, 5-2. Last year he beat them 8-6. He beat Newcombe twice in 1950 and last year. Gilliam waiting. Here's the pitch. Curveball in close, and it's ball 1. In 1955, Roberts beat the Giants 4-2 and had a no-hitter for 8 1/3 innings. Here's the pitch. Fastball low inside, and it's ball 2. Well, I guess maybe Bob Feller was the last pitcher to pitch an opening day no-hitter, Alan. Is that right? We'll have none this year either. Here's the pitch. Bouncer foul up the first baseline, and Jake Pittler makes his first play of the new season. Lobs it back into Roberts. The count to Gilliam, 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, none on. Top of the 7th. Phil's lead, 6-5. Roberts into the windup, and down it comes. There's a ground ball hit foul down the first baseline. Goes all the way to the wall and bounces along, and a couple of the fans lean out and grab a baseball souvenir for tonight's opener. 2-2. Roberts ready, the pitch to Gilliam. Swung on it. This one is drilled foul down the right field line and bounces up against the box C railing. And the count stays at 2-2. Connie Mack Stadium is double-decked all the way around. There are no stands in right field. In other words, the field surrounded by stands on 3 sides. There's a foul back upstairs up to the press box, and it's still 2-2. The stands go all the way down the left field line to the plate, then all the way down the third base line, and then all the way across left field out to center field. But nothing in right field except the scoreboard and a high wall all the way across. There's a drive hit right back to the middle for a base hit. Gilliam is on. Ashburn fields quickly, fires into second base, and Jim Gilliam gets a long single into left center field. That's for Gilliam, hit number 2, and for the Dodgers, number 7. And here's Gino Cimoli up. Line to center, line to second, single to center, and drove in a run. So Gino has 1 for 3 in tonight's game. Dodger left fielder. 1 out, 1 on. Roberts now with a stretch to look. Here's the pitch to Gino. Strike called on the outside corner. Fernandez and Kazansky play it in a step or two now and double play depth. Jones fairly close in at third, and Bouchee, of course, holding Gilliam at first base. Top of the seventh, one out, one on. Roberts deals a swing and a miss. Strike two on Gino Cimoli. Duke Snider on deck, and then Carl Ferrillo to follow. Pitch. Swung and rolled back to the mound. Roberts barehands it. Throws to first base in time, and on the play, Gilliam goes into second. Roberts slipped and came off the mound just in time to barehand the ball and make his play to first base. Have no chance for a play on Gilliam. So the tying run moves to second base, and Duke Snider comes on. Fouled out, doubled to right, and was intentionally walked. Up now with Ferrillo on deck, and at second base is Gilliam with two away. 6-5 ball game in favor of the Philadelphia Phillies over the Dodgers here at Connie Mack Stadium in Philadelphia. Roberts now with a stretch. Now delivers fastball up high outside, ball one. 1 ball, no strikes on Duke Snider. Here's the pitch to Duke. Foul ball right up here underneath us and out of play. 1-1. Snider had another one of his miserable springs, hitting 177, but as Duke says, he never hits in the spring. He just waits till the bell rings, and then off he goes. The only time that he had a good spring, he had a bad season. So Duke, anxious to get off to a good start here with the season underway. Rolls one back toward the third base side of the mound. Roberts slips, throws in time for the out. Nice play by Robin Roberts, who came to the third baseline, slipped as he grabbed the ball, threw from one knee, and got his man for the out to retire the side. So that's all for the Dodgers in the seventh inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on. That's the end of the top of the seventh. The score, the Phillies 6, the Dodgers 5. Well, seventh inning stretch. Here's Al to tell us all about it.
Yes, sir. That seventh inning stretch is coming right up. And hey, Jerry, by the way, toss me that sack of Lucky, will you, boy?
Okay, here you go.
Thank you. Now for a match. Let's see. Here's that match. Oh, you're right here. Got a lighter. What a cigarette. A genuine cigarette. Say, how about joining me? Declare light-up time. Put a match to a Lucky and then settle back and watch the rest of the ball game and listen to it. Enjoy the best-tasting cigarette you ever smoked. Like that. Yeah, that's good. All right, Jerry, I guess we're getting ready for some more action, huh?
Righto, Al. It'll be Chico Fernandez, whose cracked single on the third baseline started the Phillies off to a 2-run inning in the fifth, the inning that put them out in front. The Phils scored first in the second. The Dodgers tied it in the third and went ahead in the fourth. The Phils came back with 3 in the fourth to make it 4-2. The Dodgers got 3 in the fifth to make it 5-4. The Phils got 2 in the fifth to make it 6-5, and here we are. Fernandez up 1 for 3 tonight. Ed Bouchee on deck and Rip Rapolsky to follow. Newcombe and Roberts have gone all the way. In fact, we have not had a lineup change on either side. Roberts swinging a line drive, 1 hop to Zimmer. Up with it, play is in time. Nice play by Don Zimmer. A line drive, 1 hop in front of Don. Almost handcuffed him. He knocked it down, retrieved in time to get the speedy Chico Fernandez for the first out. Roberts in his innings on the mound has walked 3 and struck out 4. Newcombe has walked 1, struck out 3. 9 hits for the Phils and 7 for the Dodgers. 1 out. Here's Ed Bouchee up. The windup in the pitch to the rookie first baseman, up high for a ball 1. Bouchee struck out in the first, again in the third, but in the 5th inning he tripled to right field, drove in the tying run, and then came across with a lead run on a single by Willie Jones. Left-hand batter, Ed Bouchee. Newcombe winds and fires. Change up is high, and it's ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Outfield swung around to the right against the left-hand batter. And the infield way around. Jackson way wide at third. Zimmer lined up almost behind second. Gilliam at the edge of the grass on the right side. Fastball high, it's ball 3. Bouchee, one of the rookies on the Philadelphia squad, and it might be it'll take the teams around the league a while to get a book on him. Or they might have a pretty good idea already. Sometimes they do. Fastball is over for a strike, and it's 3-1. Of course, some of the clubs had a look at Bouchee and Bowman last year at the tail end of the year in a few ball games. But sometimes it takes longer than that to get things figured out. The 3-1 pitch for Big Don. Fouled off on the ground. It is 3-2. Newcombe against Roberts. They've met 12 times. Roberts won 7, lost 3, and was not involved in 2 decisions. Newcombe has won 3, lost 9 of the 12 games he started against Roberts. There's a long drive to right center field. Snider hustling back for it. Back, turns. He's got it. Right in front of the scoreboard in right center field. Bouchee watched that one well, but Snider was able to get there and haul her down. So it's 2 gone now, and here's Rip Rapolsky, the left fielder. A single, flied out and grounded out. Rip Rapolsky, right-hand batter. Winds and fires. Bouncer hit down the third baseline, foul. Strike 1. Newcombe now has retired the last 7 men in a row since Jones singled in the 5th inning to send across the go-ahead run for Philadelphia. Big Don delivers. Curveball for a strike. 0-2 on Rip Rapolsky. Lucky Strike sending it all to you from Connie Mack Stadium in Philadelphia. Hope you got plenty of luckies on hand to enjoy the ball game a little better. The 0-2 pitch. Fastball, strike 3 called on Rip Rapolsky. Out on strike. And for Newcombe now, 8 men in a row have been retired, and that is strikeout number 4. So the Phils go up and down in the 7th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on. So at the end of 7 full innings of play, the score, the Phillies 6, the Dodgers have 5. Now let's pause for station identification. This is the Brooklyn Dodger Radio Network.
Dial 1460 WOKO Albany, the Capital District's most talked about station, with downtown studios in the Hotel Wellington. 2 minutes past 10 WOKO time. Tomorrow night from 8 until 10:30, listen to Teen Time Jamboree.
Our 2 fine co-sponsors, Schaefer Beer and Lucky Strike Cigarettes, in cooperation with the Brooklyn Dodgers, have come up with a terrific bargain for all you baseball fans and Dodger fans in particular. The 1957 Dodger Yearbook and the 1957 Schaefer Lucky Strike Baseball Guide and Record Book can be yours for just 50 cents. Yes, sir. Both these very fine baseball books will be made available to you for only 50 cents. As you know, each of these books regularly sell for 50 cents each. However,
This offer will be made for a limited time only. So if you want to get both the 1957 Dodger Yearbook and the brand new Schaefer Lucky Strike Baseball Guide and Record Book for only 50 cents, here's what you do. Send that $50 along with your name and address to Dodger Baseball Books, Box 119, Brooklyn, New York. That's Dodger Baseball Books, Box 119, Brooklyn, New York. Quite a bargain. Remember now, this 2-for-1 sale will be for a limited time only, so get your orders in right away. All right, Jerry, how about some more of that action?
Ready to go. Perillo, first batter, and takes the curveball down low, ball one. Carl flied to left in the second, doubled in the fourth, and drove in a run, and had a sacrifice fly to center in the fifth inning. So he's 1 for 2 in tonight's game. Roberts into the windup, and here's the pitch. Call strike, curveball at the letters, and it's 1-1. Off day tomorrow, and Thursday, the Dodgers open up at Ebbets Field. So I hope you'll be there. The Pittsburgh Pirates come in to be the guest team as the Dodgers open up the season. Fastball way outside, and it's ball 2. Then there'll be an off day on Friday, Good Friday. Saturday, Ladies' Day at Ebbets Field against the Pirates. And Sunday, a big doubleheader. And next Monday, the opener with the Phillies at Jersey City. A lot of baseball. Here's the pitch to Perillo, is in for a strike, and it's 2-2. Sal Magley due to pitch the home opener at Ebbets Field on Thursday. Game time 1:30. There's a roller hit to third. In fast comes Jones. Up with it, throw to first. In time to get Perillo. Perillo rolls out. Jones to Bouchee. Willie had to come very fast to make the play that time and get Perillo by a step and a half. 1 away, and here's Hodges. Fired out, walked, and struck out. 7 hits for Brooklyn and 9 for Philadelphia. 6-5 ball game. Top of the 8th inning. On the corner for strike 1. Both Roberts and Newcombe were on the ropes in the early innings, in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. But now settled down in the last 2 innings and have really been firing away. Hit a high foul, peeling off and back into the stands. Lopata comes back to give it a try, but it's into the first row of box seats. So on Hodges, the count is strike 2. The Dodgers, 2 hits by Gilliam, 1 by Cimoli, Snider, Perillo, Zimmer, and Newcombe. For Philadelphia, 2 apiece for Jones and Bowman. 1 for Fernandez, Bouchee, Rapolsky, Kazansky, and Roberts. Strike 2 count. Hodges waits. Foul ball straight back to the wire, and it's still 0-2. Standing room crowd of 37,667 at Connie Mack Stadium in Philadelphia. 1 out, 8th inning. Hodges swings, and there's a long one to left field. This one's going. This one is up in the upper deck, and it's a tied-up ball game as Gil Hodges belts one out of here to tie it up at 6-6. We've got a brand new one going now in the 8th inning as Gil Hodges rips off his first home run of the 1957 season and sends 1,000 luckies along to the VA hospital at Sunmount, New York. And that's the 3rd 1,000 luckies to go tonight. 2 home runs and a double play. Here's Jackson at bat now in a 6-6 ball game. Randy takes the first pitch. Strike 1. Jackson, 0 for 3 in tonight's game. 1 out, none on, and Roberts into the windup.
Foul ball on the ground off to the right of the plate. Strike two on Randy Jackson. Hodges and Zimmer have hit home runs. And the one McGill just tied her up. One to the upper deck in left field. Here's the pitch. Low for a ball. Well, among his other achievements, Robin Roberts has the dubious distinction of being the National League's softest home run touch. 46 home runs last year, a major league record of home runs allowed or hit off of, or any way you want to say it. Curveball in the corner for strike three on Jackson. Randy turns and walks off. Had a word to say to umpire Dusty Vargas, but doesn't say too much. That for Roberts is strikeout number 5. And oncoming now will be Roy Campanella. Roy has struck out twice and flied out to right field. First pitch curved outside, ball 1. 6-6 ball game here in the 8th inning. 2 down, none on. Campanella waiting with Zimmer on deck and Newcombe to follow. The Dodgers tagged Roberts for 12 home runs and 55 in the 3rd innings last year. Here's a swing and a miss. Strike 2. Clem Labine, who has been in the bullpen, comes on down to the Dodger dugout now. And maybe he's going to go to work here in the last of the 8th inning. Campy takes outside for a ball, and the count evens at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He swings, and it's a line drive right to second baseman Ted Kaczynski for the out to retire the side. So the Dodgers pick up a tying run in the 8th inning on a homer by Gil Hodges. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and none left on. So at the end of the top of the 8th inning, we've got a brand new one going. The score, the Dodgers 6 and the Phillies have 6. Well, Al, we got it going here, and what you say?
Well, we've got it going here, too. Really something.
I wonder how the folks are going.
I can see them right now, though. Sitting back in an easy chair, dial all set for baseball. And a pack of Luckies where you can reach them really. Man, you got it made for a perfect evening filled with lots of real deep-down smoking enjoyment. Yes, sir, smoking enjoyment. One thing you can always be sure of with a Lucky. It stands to reason, too, because a Lucky's all cigarettes. All fine tobacco. Naturally mild, good-tasting tobacco that's toasted to taste even better. Cleaner, fresher, smoother. Say, friend, why not light up a Lucky right now? When the clock here says about 8 minutes past 10 o'clock. So that's light-up time here in Philadelphia. You know, when you light that Lucky up, you'll find it's the best-tasting cigarette you ever smoked. Well, we've had 7.5 innings of a ball game. It's all tied up now. The Dodgers 6 runs, 8 hits, 1 error, and the Philadelphia Phillies 6 runs, 9 hits, no error. The change of pitchers on the mound for the Brooklyn Dodgers. So to give us all the information, let's get right back to Jerry.
Clem Labine coming on, 10-6 last year, and against the Phillies a lifetime mark of 7-6. So Don Newcombe gives way. After going 7 innings, he allowed 6 runs, 5 earned, 9 hits, struck out 4, and walked 1. First batter for the Phillies will be Willie Jones, who has 2 for 3 in tonight's game. Clem Labine, number 1 fireman for the Brooklyn Dodgers, in now here in the 8th inning. Clem winds and fires. Jones, a fastball is in for strike 1. Newcombe allowed 9 hits, but the Phillies were only able to bunch them in 3. 3 in the 2nd, 3 in the 5th, 3 in the 4th. Here's a curveball for strike two. 0-2 on Willie Jones. Lopata on deck, and then Bob Bowman to follow. Ball game tied at 6-6 here in the 8th inning. Clem checks the sign with Roy Campanella. Down it comes. Curveball, low and outside for ball, and the count 1-2. Jones doubled in the second to drive in a run, singled in the 5th inning to drive in a run. He's been a real spark for the Phils tonight. Clem checks the sign. The 1-2 offering. Fastball chopped down foul at the plate. Umpire Dusty Vargas picks it up and rubs it up, throws it back out. On Jones. Big number 6 on the back of Willie's white uniform. Here's the pitch. A bouncer hit right back to Labine on one hop. Play to Hodges, and it's one away. One up, one down, and here's Lopata. He's none for 2 tonight. On the fielder's choice, walked and scored and popped out. Lopata, the big backstop for Philadelphia. They play him around to the left. Last half of the 8th in a 6-6 ball game. Labine ready, delivers. Curveball outside, ball 1. Again, overarm curve is in for a strike, and it's 1-1. Labine likes to mix up the curveballs, overarm and 3/4, and once in a while sidearm, but not too much sidearm. And one of his most effective pitches, of course, is the sinker ball. The windup and pitch. Fastball bounced along to the left side. Zimmer comes in, gets a big hop. Throw to first in time, and it is 2 up and 2 down. Old Zim really gets rid of that ball in a hurry. Every time he fires that ball over there, you'd think that runner's going to be there. But he's usually out by about 6 or 8 steps. But Zim wastes no time. And on the other hand, you've seen fellows who grab this ball, and they have a real fine arm, and they'll kind of look at it, and then fire, and they'll beat the runner by about a step or step and a half every time. Bill Serena, the Cubs, one guy who would do that. He'd kind of read the trademark and then let her rip. First pitch is outside, ball 1. Billy Cox, same way. 1-0 pitch. Curveball. In for a strike, and it's 1-1 to Bob Bowman. 2 down in the 8th inning. Newcombe had retired 8 in a row from the 5th inning on, and now Labine has tacked on 2 more. So the Phils have been 10 up and 10 down here against Labine and Newcombe. But 1-1 pitch. Ground ball to the left side. Zimmer scoots over to his right. Up with it. The long throw is in time, but again the Phils go up and down in order. Nothing across in the 8th inning. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on. So at the end of 8, we've got a new ball game, all tied up at 6-6. The Dodgers and the Phillies. Well, Al, what you say there?
Well, I'd like to give the folks a total to the end of 8 innings in this tied-up ball game, Jerry. For Philadelphia, 6 runs, 9 hits, no errors, and for Brooklyn, 6 runs, 8 hits, and 1 error. The Phillies scored 1 in the 2nd, 3 in the 4th, and 2 in the 5th for their 6, while the Dodgers have scored 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th, and 1 in the 8th to tie it up. Otherwise, the scores today in the National League: Pittsburgh defeated the Giants 9-2, Friend beating Antonelli. Milwaukee defeated Chicago 4-1, Warren Spahn beating Bob Brush, Logan a home run.
St. Louis defeated Cincinnati, Weimar beating Clipstar, and Smith and Moon hitting home runs for the Cardinals. And in the American League, the Yankees defeated Washington 2-1, Ford beating Staubs, with Severs and Farrah hitting home runs. Boston and Baltimore, victory for Boston 4-2 over Baltimore, with Brewer beating White. Chicago and Cleveland in 11 innings. Pearson's score went all the way. Chicago won that over Cleveland 3-2. And Kansas City defeated Detroit 2-1. Morgan and Larry going all the way. Morgan beating Larry. And Zernial hitting a home run in that ball game for the Kansas City Ball Club in the 6th to win it. Well, that's about it as far as all the scores and so forth are concerned. We'll see if there's going to be any more scoring in this one as we go to the top of the 9th inning. Don Zimmer coming up to the plate. Let's get back to Jerry.
Little Zip has a home run, a walk, and a strikeout. So he's 1 for 2. He scored twice. Roberts delivers. Zimmer swings a drive to left field. It's in for a base hit. Rapolsky over to play it. Fires back in, and Zimmer's on with hit number 9 for the Dodgers. That's 2 for Zim tonight. In the bullpen now for Philadelphia, Bob Miller, a right-hander. Labine coming on with 1 on in the 9th inning as Zimmer leads it off with a single to left field. So now Gilliam and Zimmer each have a pair of base hits. The Dodgers have 9. And the totals are almost identical except for 1 error on the Dodgers side of the ledger and none for Philadelphia. Here's Labine up, and of course that brings Jones up on the grass at third looking for the bunt. And Bouchee playing the bag against Zimmer, ready to break down the first base line. Here's the pitch, butted, foul off on the first base side, strike 1. Labine trying to make Bouchee play the ball because Jones was right in on top of him. Zimmer moves on back to first. On the bunt, nearly everybody moves. The right fielder is over on the line, backing up first base. Second baseman moving toward first. First baseman down the line, etc. Here they go. The pitch butted on the first base line, and again foul. Bouchee out to make the play on it. Grabs it before the ball has a chance to get back in. So it is strike 2 on Labine. About the only players not running when the bunt goes on like that are the pitcher and the catcher and the hitter. But everybody else in motion. Nothing in 2. We'll see what Clem's going to do now. The pitch, he's around the bunt, takes his call, strike 3. Labine out on strike. And for Robin Roberts, strikeout number 6. Up now will be Jim Gilliam, who has singled twice, flied out twice. Driven in a run and scored a run. Six ball game, 9th inning. Gilliam waits. Here's the pitch to him. Fastball is in for a strike. Gilliam waiting, nothing in 1 count. Zimmer off first. Jim backs up from a low fastball, and it's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Dodgers up in the top of the 9th, top of the batting order. Gilliam and then Cimoli and then Snider. 1 out, 1 on. Roberts ready again. Looks and delivers. A swing and a drive hit through the hole to right field for a base hit. Zimmer turns second, digs for third. Here's the throw across. It'll be cut up. Hayes in time. It came on through, and Zimmer is out at third. It looked like Fernandez was going to cut it off. Then at the last minute, he let it go through, and it was in time to get Zimmer sliding to third. Great throw by right fielder Bob Bowman all the way through. At the last
instant. Willie Jones hollered to Fernandez to let her go, and he did. Fernandez was in the middle of the infield to cut that throw, and Jones told him to let it come through, and it came one hop through into third baseman Jones, and he put the tag on Zimmer. Out trying to go from first to third on a perfect peg by Bob Bowman, the right fielder. Great play. Here's Cimoli up now with Gilliam on first and 2 outs in the 9th inning. Jim was digging, came in head first, and it took a perfect peg to beat him, and that's exactly what Bowman offered up. Here's the pitch. Swung on and foul tipped back. Strike 1. Boy, that was a fine throw by Bowman. Strike 1 count to Cimoli. 2 outs. Gilliam dancing around off first. The pitch to Cimoli is swung on a liner hit over short in the left center field for a base hit. Gilliam turns and holds up at second base as the throw from Ashburn comes into third. So the Dodgers have had 3 singles this inning, but now have runners on at first and second with Duke Snider coming up. For Cimoli, his second hit of the game. Gilliam now has 3, and the Dodgers have a total of 11. Snider at bat has had 1 hit, 3 tries. He doubled in the 4th inning, and the later team in to score. So Gilliam is on second. Cimoli on first. Zimmer out trying to go to third on a beautiful peg by Bob Bowman that possibly kept the Dodgers out of the scoring column, at least up to this moment. Snider waiting. Roberts delivers. Duke takes it high outside. Ball 1. Top of the 9th. 2 outs, 2 on. Score is all knotted up at 6 and 6. Roberts again with a stretch, and now Snider steps out. Second baseman Kazansky's playing about 2 steps on the grass in right field. Now backs up another step. Bouchee is right on the line and way back at first base. Outfield shifted well around against Duke. There's a high pop foul coming back, and this will be out of play up on top. And on Snider, the count 1-1. Infield shifted way around against Duke. The outfield shift is not too great. In fact, Ashburn is almost straight away in center, but right fielder Bowman is pulled over a bit toward the line. Here's the 1-1 look, and the pitch to Duke. Swung on and foul stepped out of Lopata's glove. Strike 2. 1-2 on Snider. And Duke had a real big cut. Robin Roberts ready again. Snider waiting. Runners poised. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Snider goes down swinging. Strikeout number 7 for Robin Roberts. So in the 9th for Brooklyn, no runs, 3 hits, no errors. There were 2 left on. The Dodgers had a real chance that inning, but Robin Roberts was equal to the occasion and got out of a jam. So that fell for the Dodgers in the top of the 9th, and at the end of 8.5 innings of play, the score, the Dodgers 6, the Phillies have 6. Right down to the clutch, Jerry. How about the last half of that night? All right, it'll be Ted Kazansky, Robin Roberts, or a hitter, and then Richie Ashburn. Last of the 9th, Labine on the firing line, winds and delivers. Kazansky takes a strike, 0-1. Well, the Dodgers had a lot of ifs in that top of the 9th inning. After Zimmer led off, had Labine been able to move him across, they'd have gotten a run. And had Bowman's throw not been so true to the mark, getting Zimmer at third. Here's a roller back to the mound. Labine comes off, makes his play in time for the first out. 1 away. Had the throw been not quite so good to get Zimmer, they'd have had a run. But as it is, Philadelphia came through there and held him back. And now Robin Roberts comes on and gets a tremendous round of applause from the fans here. Roberts in waiting, left-hand swinger. Labine delivers. Curveball for strike one. Phillies have now been retired in order by Brooklyn pitching. Newcombe got 8. Labine now has 4. Roberts ran up to bunt and takes a strike. 0-2. Count on Robin Roberts. Last half of the ninth inning.
Labine winds and fires. Roberts takes low for a ball, and the count 1-2. Well, the Dodgers, of course, now pulling for an overtime ball game. Hoping to get another shot at him in the 10th. Here's the pitch. Swung on a ground ball to shortstop. Zimmer comes in, scoops up, fires to Hodges in time for the out. 2 away. Roberts out on a ground ball short to first. That brings up Richie Ashburn, who has none for 4 in today's game. You'll recall the Phillies in the 4th inning scored 3 runs after the first 2 batters had been retired. When Lopata walked, Bowman singled, Kazansky singled, and Roberts doubled. So hold on to your hat. Last half of the ninth, 2 outs, score tied, 6-6. And Labine ready to work to the left-hand batter, Richie Ashburn. The wind-up and pitch. Fastball comes down low, and it's ball 1. Well, the fans on hand tonight here at Connie Mack Stadium have really had their money's worth. A real thriller all the way. Got a little bit of everything in this one. Labine ready, pitching to Ashburn. Low inside for a ball. The count goes 2-0. Ashburn chokes up on that bat. About 2 or 3 inches off the end. A real fine hitter. Hit .303 last year. Labine with a 2-0 pitch. In for a strike, and it's 2-1. He has a lifetime average of .313. Gives you an idea what he can do with that bat. He's almost a magician. 2-1 the count. 2 outs, none on. 9th inning. Labine into the windup. Delivers. Little high for a ball, and the count goes 3-1 now. Chico Fernandez on deck. Capacity crowd, in fact, standing room crowd tonight at Philadelphia, and a really highly enthusiastic crowd, really whooping it up. There's a liner hit, 1 hop to Zimmer, great stop, turns, throws, not in time. Ashburn is on, the ball bounced away from Hodges, and it'll be a base hit. A fine play by Zimmer, breaking quickly to his left, came up with the ball on a great stop. Wheeled him through, but was not in time to get the flying Ashburn. The ball skidded away from Hodges down the line a little piece, but Ashburn had it deep for a base hit. That breaks the string, gives Ashburn a single, and is hit number 10 for Philadelphia, and it brings on Chico Fernandez, who has 1 for 4. Got an infield hit in the 5th inning. Ashburn had that play beat, even though the ball was hit sharply to shortstop. Zimmer made a great play on the ball, but by the time Don could turn and throw, the throw was not in time, and even though it was low, it bounced away from Hodges. It scored as a base hit. Fernandez waiting now as Labine works out of a stretch for the first time this evening. Here's the pitch. Roller foul off to the right, and it's strike 1. Outs, 1 on, 9th inning. The Phillies batting. Labine taking plenty of time now. Wants to be careful with Chico. Checks and delivers. A looper hit back in the middle into center field for a base hit.
Ashburn goes into second and holds on, and the Phillies have something going now with 2 outs in the ninth. For Fernandez, his second hit, as he just reached out and slapped one into center field. Ashburn into second, and up will be Ed Bouchee, who has struck out twice, tripled and flied out. He drove in a run in the fifth and scored a run. The run that put the Phillies ahead at the time. Dodgers tied that one with a home run by Hodges in the 8th inning. Left-hand batter, rookie first baseman Ed Bouchee at bat. Labine looks, checks the runners, and delivers. Curveball is inside, ball 1. In on the hands to Bouchee. Left-hand hitter waiting. Ashburn at second, and he can fly. Fernandez is on first. Of course, they can ignore him. The big run is at second. Richie Ashburn. Labine with a stretch to look. Now, a pickoff try. Throw back is not in time. Ashburn sliding in ahead of the tag by Don Zimmer. 6-6 ball game right down to the wire here in the last of the 9th inning. Labine with a stretch to pitch. A little low outside for ball 2, and it's 2-0 now on Ed Bouchee. He's the Philly rookie first baseman, batting in the number 3 spot. Kazansky and Roberts, the first 2 batters, retired easily. Then Ashburn got an infield hit to shortstop, and Fernandez looped the single to center. So the Phils have 2 outs, 2 on, and a 2-0 count on Bouchee as Labine comes to the stretch. Curveball is inside, ball 3. 3-0 now. Labine trying to work on him. Clem 110, lost 6 last year, and a 7-6 lifetime against the Phillies. Now the look, check of the runner and the pitch. In for a strike with a fastball. And it's 3-1. And Labine didn't fire that one right down the middle. He came in around the knees on the inside corner. Didn't want to give him anything fat. 3 balls, 1 strike. Left-hand batter waiting. Ashburn off second. Here's the pitch. Swung and chopped foul off behind the plate. And the count is full, and we can turn him loose now. 3-2 and 2 out, last of the 9th. Here we go. Okay, a tight spot all the way around. Pressure's on everybody. The runner's ready to move. Labine ready to fire, and Bouchee standing at the plate. And the crowd waiting expectantly. Here's the 3-2 pitch now on the way. Ball 4. He walks him to load him up. So off Labine, walk number 1. Into third goes Ashburn. Second goes Fernandez. Up will be Rapolsky, who has 1 for 4. And now a conference at the mound. Jackson, Hodges, and Labine gather around to talk it over. Bottom of the 9th, and after 2 outs, Labine getting into trouble. 2 singles and a walk to fill them up, and Rapolsky, the cleanup batter, comes on. And now we'll see. Score tied, 6-6, last half of the 9th, and the big run is the third, and Labine trying to get the big out here in the bottom of the inning. The windup and pitch to Rapolsky. Up high for ball 1. Called as Campanella wants to go out and talk to Clem. So Roy takes his time, walks slowly out, rubs up the ball, says a few words, talking to Clem. Roy slowing him down a bit, give him a little time. Gives him a pat on the arm and comes on back. All right, here we go. Ball 2-1 count on Rapolsky. Bases loaded. Phillies on every sack. Bottom of the ninth, 6-6 ball game. Labine ready into the windup. Down it comes. A high pop-up on the infield at shortstop. Zimmer comes in, waits a step, pounds the glove. He's got it, and we'll have overtime tonight. As Rapolsky pops up to the shortstop. And so in the ninth inning, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 3 left on for the Phillies in the ninth inning. So that's the end of 9, and the score is all tied up at 6-6. Well, fans, the last half of this game has been brought to you by the American Tobacco Company, America's leading manufacturer of cigarettes, on behalf of Lucky Strike, the best-tasting cigarette you ever smoked. And now to take over is the F&M Schaefer Brewing Company of Brooklyn, brewers of Schaefer Beer, America's oldest lager beer. It's real beer. Well, before we go to the 10th inning, let's pause for station identification. This is the Brooklyn Dodger Radio Network.
Dial 1460 WOKO Albany, the Capital District's most talked about station, with downtown studios in the Hotel Wellington. It's now 10:37 WOKO time.
Inning, it'll be Perillo, Hodges, and Jackson to face Robin Roberts. And in now to call the play-by-play for Schaefer Beer. Here's Al Helfer. Al?
All right, Jerry, here are your totals for the end of 9 innings. 6 runs, 11 hits, and 1 error. For the Brooklyn Dodgers, 6 runs, 11 hits, and no errors. For the Philadelphia Phillies, Carl Perillo, batting in the cleanup spot, will be the first man up for the Dodgers in the top half of inning number 10. Carl, by the way, was cleanup man more times last year than anybody else on the ball club, so it's not surprising to see him in there now. Robin Roberts makes the first pitch, and Perillo whacks that ball to center field. Ricky Ashburn going over, off to his right, hauls it down for out number 1. 1 away in the top half, inning number 10. By the way, the Dodgers have stranded 6 base runners tonight, and the Philadelphia Phillies have stranded a total of 7. Gil Hodges got this ball game back on an even footing with his home run in the 8th inning. One of the 2 home runs hit here tonight. One hit by Don Zimmer and one hit by Gil Hodges, both solo affairs. Gil is moving in now. He's walked 1 time and he's 1 for 3. Takes a curveball. It's over for a strike. Fastball, hit right back to the mound. Robin Roberts knocks it down. It knocks him down, too. He makes his play and is still down on his hands and knees on the diamond. That ball could have hit him in the pit of the stomach. It was a 1-hopper back to the mound. Hit Roberts. He stayed with it, knocked him down. He made his play. He's up walking around now. Rubbing his wishbone. That hit him right in the chest. He's going to be all right. A hard smash right back to the mound. So 2 down in the top half of the 10th inning. Bob Miller gets up and starts to throw hurriedly down in the Philadelphia bullpen. All lanky right-hander. Coming up to the plate now will be Randy Jackson with 2 down and the bases empty in a 6-6 ball game. There was another extra inning ball game today. That was over in the American League. It took 11 innings before the White Sox were able to beat Cleveland and score 3-2. Pitch is swung on, but Jackson knocks back to the mound. Roberts stretches himself out on the grass, picks it up, fires to first, and that's it. Oh, Roberts has had a rough time of it. Nothing across for the Dodgers here in the top half of the 10th inning. Roberts justly deserves the round of applause he's getting right now. So at the end of 9.5 innings of play remains the Dodgers 6, the Philadelphia Phillies have 6. I think you've got a score there too, haven't you, Jerry?
Boy, you said it, Al. You know, they say a man's home is his castle. Well, you take my word for it. Nothing makes a guy feel more like a king in his castle than having a refrigerator that's well stocked with Schaefer beer. Man, it gives you a royal feeling to be able to step out to the kitchen anytime and pour yourself a tall, cool glass of Schaefer. You just watch that golden amber Schaefer rise up in the glass with a snowy white crown of foam at the top. And you're looking at the promise of enjoyment, real enjoyment. And Schaefer just never lets you down. No, sir. It gives you the light, zesty, satisfying flavor you want in beer. The tang and sparkle of a crisp winter day on even the warmest afternoon. What's Schaefer's secret? The finest brewing ingredients in the world, plus Schaefer's old-time brewing skill. So for real deep-down enjoyment, stock up your refrigerator with Schaefer beer right away tonight or the first thing tomorrow. It's real beer. Bottom of the 10th, and here's Willie Jones, and back again to Al.
Willie Jones has been one of the heroes for Philadelphia tonight. He's batted in a couple of runs for them. Labine tries that fast curve on him and moves it over waist high for strike one. Jones tonight has doubled and he singled in 4 times up and has driven in 2 runs. Labine throws the fastball and Jones after it, powders one into very short right field. Coming on is Carl Perillo and makes the catch. Well, Jones goes down as the first batter up in the last half of inning number 9. That'll bring on Stan Lopata. Stan has forced the man. He's walked, he's popped the short, and he's rolled the short. So the Philadelphia catcher tonight is 0-3. 1 out, the base is empty, last half of the 10th inning. Wouldn't you know that the Dodgers would get one started like this? 6-6. We're in the last half of inning number 10 at Connie Mack Stadium in Philadelphia. Schaefer Beer happy to be sending you the extra innings down. Sidearm fastball to crouching Lopata is taken outside for ball 1. This is Labine's ball game to win or lose, just as it is Robin Roberts. Clem, who's given up 2 base hits, delivers. His pitch is outside to Lopata for ball 2. Clem got himself in a whale of trouble in the 9th inning. When with 2 men on, he walked Bouchee to load the bases, but he bore down then to get Big Rip Propolsky to pump up the short, thereby got out of the inning. Old Rubber Arm's out there now working the 10th. He's got 1 man down. There's nobody on behind him. He's got the count with Lopata ball 2. He delivers an overhand curve, and Lopata leans back and takes one, flipped in for a strike. Count on Lopata, 2-1. If you haven't seen Lopata at bat, sort of reminds you of a guy about to sit down in a kiddies rocking chair somewhere. That's the way he gets down to bat. What's that, Jerry? The way you swing a golf? Yeah. Now the 2-1 delivery on Stan Lopata. Labine comes in with it. Lopata backs off and takes another fast one in there right over the 5th for called strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We'll duck in the other scores of today's openers just as soon as we get an opportunity right off the Schaefer scoreboard. Many of you may not have heard all of the final scores. An overhand curve, Lopata takes low and outside. Full count now on Stan. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out in the bottom of the 10th inning. There are no base runners, and the score here is locked up at 6-6 at Connie Mack Stadium in Philadelphia. Opening day activities for the Dodgers and the Phillies. Everything else is over. Clem Labine gets ready to bend that 3-2 pitch in there. That's what he does, and it's outside and high for ball 4. Lopata trots off first base. That'll be the second base on balls given up by Clem. Coming up to the plate now, wearing the number 10 on the back of his shirt, Bob Bowman, the right fielder. He's driven in 1 run. Two base hits for youthful right fielder and 4 times up tonight. Stan Lopata, not too fleet of foot, is on at first base. Labine back over his left shoulder with a glancing check of that base runner. Looks down to this right-hand hitter now and is ready to go to work. He delivers. The fastball is low and outside. 1 ball and no strikes. 6-6 here, otherwise in the National League.
Pittsburgh defeated the Giants 9-2. Milwaukee defeated Chicago 4-1. And St. Louis took Cincinnati 13-4. We'll get the American League for you in a moment. Now they 1-0 delivery to Bowman. In it comes, fastball. Bowman swings on it and pipes it up. Roy Campanella lost it for the moment. Now he has it in foul ground off to the left of the plate and hauls it in. Should have seen Dusty Buggett getting out of the way of that one. Dusty couldn't have moved that fast last year. He weighed about 40 pounds more than he does this year. Boy, he's trimmed down to a mere nothing for Dusty.
I took him fishing this winter, Al, and slimmed him up a little.
Yeah, I know. You scared it out of him, Jerry. You rocked the boat, I hear. Up at the plate now is Ted Kazansky. Lopata still at first, 2 down. Kazansky 1 hit in 4 times. Got a single to left field in the 4th inning. Labine delivers to him, and Kazansky backs off and takes the sweeping curveball over the outside corner for strike 1. There's something that goes good on those fishing trips, Jerry. Schaefer beer. You bet your life. Now the 0-1 delivery on Ted Kazansky. Lopata at first base. The pitch in there for a called strike 2. Labine reared back. Sets, looks at Lopata, delivers. Kazansky starts to go and changes his mind, and the let-up fastball is outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Last half of inning number 10. Overtime night affair at Philadelphia. People will long remember this one, regardless of which way the cat happens to jump. Each side, 6 runs and 11 hits. Labine delivers. Kazansky takes. The curve is just outside. Campanella thought it was in there. Turns and says something over his shoulder to Dusty Buggett. Got a 2-2 count on Ted Kazansky, the number 8 hitter in the Philadelphia order. Robin Roberts will be the next man up if needed. Now the 2-2 pitch on this right-hand hitter. Feet wide, spread apart is Kazansky. Lopata takes the lead at first base. Down. And wins his way out of this one. Strikeout did. Oh, for Clem, that's his first strikeout. And in the 10th inning for Philadelphia, no runs. There were no base hits. They leave a man. They strand their 8. Score at the end of 10. The Dodgers 6. The Philadelphia Phillies have 6. All ready to go here in the 11th inning. Roy Campanella standing in. Roberts comes into him with a curveball that's low and outside for ball 1. Down in the Brooklyn bullpen, we've got a left and right-hander warming up. Johnny Podres, the left-hander, and the right-hander is Don Beset. Sidearm curveball, and Campanella drills it to center field. Ashburn is off to his left, still going back. Reaches up and hauls it down. Campanella, a long fly ball to center field for the first out in the 11th inning. Up to the plate now will be little Don Zimmer. Don is homered. He's walked. He's struck out and he's singled. He's driven in 1 run. Has 2 hits for 3 at-bats tonight. Roberts comes into him with a curveball, and Zim after it hits it foul right back to the screen for strike 1. Six runs, 11 hits for the Dodgers. 6 runs, 11 hits for Philadelphia. 1 error committed. The Dodgers have that chalked up on their record. Zimmer swung on and missed for the second strike. The Dodgers have stranded 6 men tonight. The Philadelphia Phillies have left on a total of 8. Roberts out there still going. Guns the ball in again to Zimmer. Sidearm fastball, and that's low and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hope you've got plenty of Schaefer on hand. This ball game could go on for quite a spell. Sidearm pitch. Outside.
Roberts trying to crossfire on Zim to get him to bite at it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, top of the 11th. The bases are empty, and Zimmer the batter. Roberts pitches to him. Outside and high for ball 3. So having gotten out in front to Zimmer, he's wasted 3 now, and it's a full count. Zimmer standing just off the plate, midway in batter's box. Roberts checking up with Lopata for the signs. Now comes the 3-2 delivery. Sidearm fastball, and Zimmer pops it back foul to the screen. Still riding at 3-2. Down in the bullpen for Philadelphia. Bob Miller gets up and starts to throw. 1 out, top of the 11th. 3-2 pitch by Robin Roberts. Sidearm curve. Again, is popped back foul. This will go up on top of the roof. 3-2 count on Don Zimmer. 1 out. No base runners, top half of the 11th inning. 3-2 pitch. Curveball is inadvertently hit back toward the mound. Zim tried to check his swing. Roberts comes off the mound field, fires to Bouchee, and that's all for Zimmer. Little Don tried to check his swing on a high curveball. Ball hit the bat anyway and trickled back toward the mound. So the 2 outs, top half of the 11th inning. The batter will be Clem Labine. Might hit for himself. This is Clem's ball game, to win or lose. He's been in a couple of jams, but he's been able to stay right in there. Move out of them. So this kind of sets the scene, doesn't it, for the Thursday opener with the Pittsburgh Pirates at Ebbets Field come Thursday. Game at 1:30. We'll be on the air with you at 1:25. Hope you've got your tickets for that one. That should be a scorcher, too. Those Pirates taking a jaunt today, 9-2. Curveball to Labine. He checks his swing and takes it outside for ball 1. That Bob Friend went ripping right through today to beat Johnny Antonelli, one of the best left-handers in the business. Sidearm curve swung on by Labine and missed for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 down, the bases empty, top of the 11th inning. The ball game tied at 6-6. Labine, a right-hand hitter, waits. Roberts tries a curve and it's swung on, foul tip. Strike 2. Lopata froze right onto that one. Now Roberts is ready again. Labine waits. The 1-2 delivery. Sidearm curve is hit back to the mound. It's knocked down by Roberts. He scampers after, picks up, throws easily to first, and Labine is up. This guy Roberts in the past couple of innings has been a pretty busy fella, not only firing them, but fielding them. Nothing across for Brooklyn, top of the 11th inning. Robin Roberts, strong-armed right-hander, is a switch hitter, and of course tonight he's been batting all the way as a left-hander. Coming out to meet Clem Labine here in the last half of the 11th inning. Pretty good hitting pitcher, Roberts. In case you tuned in with us late, we'll set the Brooklyn defense for you in just a moment. Labine delivers, Roberts after it, curls one up the first baseline foul. Strike 1. Clem Labine, who came on in the 8th inning, out there to win or lose it for Brooklyn. His battery mate is Roy Campanella. Labine relieved Big Don Newcombe. At first base is Gil Hodges. The second baseman is Jim Gilliam. Shortstop Zimmer. Third base, Randy Jackson. Gino Cimoli in left field. Snider in center. Carl Carrillo in right. Labine is ready. Delivers 0-1. His pitch is swung on and hung out in the center field. Snider comes up to it and makes the catch. Roberts is out. 1 away in the last half of the 11th inning. Richie Ashburn comes moving along now to start another batting go-round for Philadelphia. All tied, 6-6. Ashburn is sort of the pesky type leadoff guy. He'll bunch you. He'll work you for a walk. Very fast. Can move well. Labine ready. Delivers to him, and Ashburn hits it right back to the mound in 1 hop. Labine takes it, turns, fires to first, and that's all for Ashburn. 2 up, 2 down. Last half of the 11th inning, and the batter coming up is Chico Fernandez. Chico, the former Dodger. With up 5 times tonight, 2 base hits and 5 tries. He struck out 1 time. That was for Don Newcombe. Labine fires to his former teammate, and his pitch is high off the face. The ball 1. 2 down, last half of the 11th inning. No base runners, score 6 and 6. Labine on the line. Starts his motion, delivers an overhand fastball, and puts that one right through for a strike. The outfield for Fernandez, laying around a bit to left and not too deep. Cimoli's playing the deepest in left field. Randy Jackson pulled about a step and a half off the line deep behind third. Jim deep at shortstop, plugging up the hole. An overhand curveball in there nicely for a called strike, and that's the second one. That one flipped in there about waist high on the outside slice. Last half, inning number 11. The other extra inning ball game was an 11-inning affair over in the American League today. Sidearm curve, called strike 3. Got him at the waist. Fine worked that crossfire in there very neatly. That'll be the second strikeout for Clem. So the 11th inning is over.
Gilliam, Cimoli, and Snider. First 3 batters go up against Robin Roberts. And here again for Schaefer Beer, Al Helfer.
This is the 6th batting go-round being started by Gilliam in tonight's play. Jim has 3 singles and 5 times up. He's 3 for 5. Standing in the top half of the 12th inning in a 6-6 ball game. Hitting left-handed against Roberts. Gilliam is ready. Roberts comes in there with the first pitch, and Gilliam after it hits a high fly ball into straightaway right field. It's an easy chance for Bowman. Camps under it and takes it. 0-1 away. Open the 12th inning. So it would be the longest ball game of the opening day games. 11-inning one over in the American League between Chicago and Cleveland. And the Dodgers and the Phillies participating now in a 12-inning ball game. 1 out, nobody on, top of the 12th. Gino Cimoli standing in. Roberts delivers to him, and Cimoli takes the fast one over for a strike. Cimoli's been up 5 times. This is his 6th whack at it tonight. He has 2 base hits, 2 singles. Pitch way outside to get away from Lopata. That'll be ball 1. As soon as we find out what happens with Gino, we'll have time for station identification. That'll get us in near that 11 o'clock spot. Sidearm curve, Cimoli after it. Hits a long ball, a deep drive to left field, and it is into the left field stands for a home run for Gino Cimoli to break the 6-6 tie. I'm telling you that boy could hit that long ball this year, and he just did it. Drive into the left center field stands to put the Dodgers out in front. 7-6. Now let's pause for station identification. This is the Brooklyn Dodger Radio Network.
Dial 1460 WOKO, Albany, New York. Virgil Pinkley, usually heard at this time, will be delayed until after the ball game.
LWF. They're standing in. Takes the first pitch in there for a strike. Well, I can well imagine that Gino Cimoli will long remember tonight. Pitch is swung on, hit down to the right side. He's gobbled up at second base. The throw to first in time, and Snider goes down. 2 down in the 12th inning. Gino Cimoli, by parking that ball into the left center field lower deck, hits his first major league home run. From now on, we'll have to call him Muscle Cimoli. He's hit that ball well this year, believe me. Here's Carl Furillo standing in now. The Dodgers lead it 7-6 on 12 hits. Sidearm curve to Furillo is low and outside. Ball 1. Dodgers have hit 3 home runs tonight. Zimmer and Cimoli, the 2 young fellows who wanted to play in this ball club, have hit home runs, and the veteran Gil Hodges. Next pitch is swung on by Furillo. He pops it up, right up over our head. That goes to the roof out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. back in batter's box now. Sidearm pitch by Roberts is way outside and gets away from Lopata. 2 balls and a strike to count on Carl Furillo with 2 down. The base is empty, and the Dodgers, by virtue of Cimoli's home run, leading it 7-6. Schaefer Beer send it to you from Philadelphia. Sidearm curve is low. Count on Furillo, 3-1. Miller up throwing again down in the Philadelphia bullpen. Yes, sir, I hope right now you're enjoying America's oldest lager beer, Schaefer. Sidearm pitch is in there for a strike. A 3-2 count on Carl Furillo. Boy, over 37,000 folks here tonight have been enjoying this one. It's been nip and tuck all the way. I've seen plenty of action. Plenty of it. 23 base hits, 13 runs. Sidearm curve low and outside for ball 4. Furillo throws his stick away and trots off to first base on the 4th base on balls given up by Roberts. Coming up to the plate now is Gil Hodges. Gil has hit one of the 3 home runs the Dodgers have manufactured tonight. That's his only base blow, and he has a run driven in with it, of course. 1 for 4. He walked 1 time. Roberts to the stretch. Checks Furillo at first. Delivers the plate for the sidearm pitch that's a little high. 1 ball and no strikes. No ball game tomorrow for the Brooklyn Dodgers, but they'll be getting ready for the big one Thursday afternoon with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Opening day at Ebbets Field. Sidearm pitch, hit down to second base. Through Kazansky's legs and out into right field. Carl Furillo goes down to second base and holds on. That ball was hit right through Kazansky. He went down to field it. Didn't come up with it, so it's an error on Kazansky. Each side now has a miscue, both charged to second base. Furillo at second, holding on. The batter coming up is Randy Jackson. Randy's been caught in that ball pretty well this spring, too. Got started. However, tonight he's been handcuffed. He's 0 for 5. 7-6 the score in favor of the Dodgers. Roberts set. Delivers the runner's move. The pitch is swung on a miss. Strike 3. Well, let's see. That'll be strikeout number 8 for Roberts. And in the 12th inning, the Brooklyn Dodgers pick one up. First baseman is up to face Clem Labine in the last half of the 12th inning. The ball, it's hit down to the right side. Gilliam in front of it, scoops it out of the dirt. Hodges covers first, takes the toss, and that's the first out. 2 balls, no strikes. The count on Repulsive. Campanella sets the mid as a target. Labine throws the fastball, and it's ripped down to second on one big hop. Gilliam's got it. Goes to first. There's the second out. Willie Jones hits one down to third. Jackson's got it. Goes to first base. That's it. It's all over. And the Dodgers win the opener at Connie Mack Stadium in Philadelphia as the National League starts its 82nd season of play. Nothing across for the Phils in the 12th.
12 big innings and a successful start to the defense of their National League championship. For the Dodgers, 7 runs, 12 hits, 1 error, 8 men left on. And for the Philadelphia Phillies, 6 runs, 11 hits, 1 error, and 8 men left on.